before he starts.
Right.
Okay, now we're live. Hey, if you want to say that all again.
All right, start from scratch. Begin.
Well, now that we're live, hello YouTube. My name's Rachel. I'm trans femme, so don't question my voice. Anyway, what if my spinning Bridget icon will show up on video? Probably will. Anyway, today
Indeed,
I'm
it
here
does.
on this apparently short podcast. I don't know how long it's gonna be. It'll be maybe 2 hours is short for Oodie. I don't know. Anyway,
No, no.
Well, actually, that is very short for us, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I'm here to discuss a project I have been actually working on since 2019, crazily enough.
Let's hear it.
Is Blue Chip our first trans guest? I just saw that. Good question. Anyway,
think so.
it's actually a...
Actually, Kawaki's voice actor was. But Cam technically also
really?
is. I think Cam is.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Actually, no, she's
There you go.
not. It's.
Anyway.
That would have been a
It's a different
podcast
thing.
question for that. I don't know if you,
He's like,
if you would.
I don't think that's a good podcast question. Okay.
Excuse me, podcast question. Are you transgender?
Yeah, Cam told us you were, so it's her fault.
Anyway, okay.
Yeah. While you're here, I think it would be really fun. I'm going to share my screen to go over a couple of the intro topics is what we have listed here. So you said that you've never seen Naruto, which is fine. I was curious.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've
Please.
seen a few. I've seen like a few things, and by that I mean I've seen like what have I seen? I've seen the scene. Is it the first scene where he turns into Kitsune, where Naruto's like in excruciating pain? The guy uses like a healing spell on him because the Kitsune is like painful.
You know what?
Seen
The less
that.
you've seen, the better. But the fact that you know what it is at all, to some extent, conceptually, is probably good for answering these questions. So, based on the absolutely limited
the
knowledge that you have, do you know
The very
about
first,
omnipotence?
the very first thing of Naruto I've ever seen actually was Game Grumps for playing one of the fighting games. Aaron turned into the Nine Tails Naruto, and John got fucking scared as shit. Which honestly, probably pretty accurate to the anime. I've also seen the clip where Naruto's kids murder each other over a teddy bear getting decapitated, and Naruto gets punched in the gut so hard the demon fox feels it. So,
Those are very
that's another
separated
bit.
events,
I've
but
also
yes, those
known
things
Naruto's-
happen.
I also know Naruto's in Fortnite, and Epic Games refuses to bring back the Naruto skins. And as for your question, I do not know about omnipotence in Naruto. I know what omnipotence is. It's where
Well,
you know
no,
Well,
no.
actually, the question is, do you know about omnipotence? If you look at Oodie's screen.
Well, no, I don't know what that is.
Okay,
Well,
okay.
what is the issue?
Intro topics. Space is asking questions. Intro topics.
What is the issue? If you
I don't know.
if you had to answer.
Okay, well,
Just
if you
throw
don't
a
know about
guess out.
omnipotence, then let me ask you this. Do you know about omnipotence?
No.
You don't know about omnipotence either? Okay, well, if you had to guess what it is. Just throw a
considering
shot
the
in the
panel
dark.
literally says. Well, considering that the panel literally says it swapped my and Kawaki's positions, I would assume it's like a teleport.
Okay, interesting. I see, Kamui, this is why I wouldn't do this, because that actually unironically is interesting from a perspective of someone who actually doesn't know. So, considering omnipotence is a teleport,
Wait,
What is
she be our Two Blue
omnipotence?
Vortex only guinea pig? Who only reads Two Blue Vortex and sees what they think?
That kind of works.
Wait,
I love
Are
it.
you serious? Am I the only person you've ever done this shit towards?
No, we do this to everyone. But we haven't found a person who hasn't. This is perfect because you haven't really watched Naruto or Boruto. So if you just start with Two Blue Vortex, this is perfect. Just do.
Wait. Okay, hold on. I know what Naruto is. Boruto.
Oh yeah, that's Naruto's son.
Perfect.
Even better. This is
Perfect.
even better. Okay, you are the prime candidate for our test, where you just read Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. Don't read part 1. You just read part 2 and see if you can just read it.
We need
So
your
let me get this
interpretation
straight.
of this.
So let me get this straight. If I may get this straight for a second. Oodie, you kindly invited me on this podcast and gave me permission to promote a project I've been working on for 5 years. And now that I'm done saying all the things in the project because I don't want to spoil it too much, now I'm your fucking guinea pig.
Yeah,
Well,
sounds
in
about
a fun
right.
way. we need so the thing. Okay, so for a little bit of backstory, for part 2 of Boruto, they made it a whole different series, and we want to see because unfortunately we've already read part 1, so we can't use us. We want to see if somebody can only read Two Blue Vortex, which is part 2, and just somehow enjoy the story because they decided to make it a new series, and you haven't read any of it, so you could actually do this.
Now I can really see why Oodie wants to split up this podcast into 2 videos on the YouTube channel. You better upload why I joined as the first part, Oodie.
I love it. Okay. Well, with that being said,
That did not answer my question.
yeah, well,
Well,
maybe
Oodie won't say everything, but the results he's seen in many futures.
Upload the promotion for my game first, please. Like, genuinely, you can upload this after. I don't care when this one comes out, but please do my thing first. Also, what the hell? The results have been seen in many futures.
well,
Hold
not
on,
have
I need to
haste
adjust my glasses.
seen in
Hold on,
many futures.
I gotta adjust my glasses. Hold on. I won't gonna say everything, man.
But
I know translating from Japanese is hard, but wow, I don't know.
okay. Well, maybe
Also,
this will clear it up for you.
I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see the spinning Bridget icon on YouTube. That's gonna look so damn funny for like 3 hours.
Okay. So
I will say just one thing, old man. First of all, not a man. Second of all, that's 2 things. First of all, not a man. Second of all, that's 2 words. Idiot. I win. You lose.
ooh.
Cringe. Nay nay.
Okay, but okay. We need your interpretation though. So why would this character say this?
I guess if I had to say why they're saying it, it's probably either intimidation or a lesson, or anger.
Mello would be so disappointed in you right now. I love it.
Or I don't know, he's just being a dick.
Wait, all right, Oodie, I have another intro topic.
Uh-huh.
Go to the Ryuk one.
Is
Just
that
scroll up.
Okay,
Scroll down.
hold on. Oh, okay, first.
Okay, that one.
First,
Yeah.
I got. Oh, wait. Okay, I'm gonna use the bathroom first. I'll come back with my Death Note opinions, so you can
Okay.
wait on that. So 1 second.
okay,
1
great.
second.
Well, while that's happening, I was thinking we'd do these 2 as well. As well as this one. I'm really curious what she's got to say about this one.
Yeah, dude. I was looking at the colored images. The colored images are different translations. I loved it.
Even this one would be interesting.
But he's not gonna. She's not gonna know what that means.
Yeah, but 19 tells, like, the fact that, like, I don't know, is it even going to be questioned? This one can also work. Why did Naruto say this?
Touch.
That's so good. Okay. That might be all the ones that I had.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I did Naruto say touch. That's an excellent question, guys.
Yeah. So in these panels,
By the way,
what do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got headphones on, so even though I couldn't see anything, I can still hear you, motherfuckers. What was the thing I'm not gonna get about colored images again?
Well, it's not a thing of what you
yeah,
get.
just show
It's, yeah, here I'll show. It's this one.
The point is for you to read it.
Yeah.
Okay, it was.
okay.
Kamui was just
very
saying that
I
he
guess-
was getting the image, and
Okay.
this is, yeah.
Okay.
I was reading this for a video.
So this is the top one.
Okay, so this is okay.
Yes, this.
Okay, so this is manga. So you read it from right to left, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so
Okay,
that's the top
so,
image, just for context. And here's the bottom.
My bones are unharmed. It seems I've injured the nerve. I'm fine. More importantly, we need to focus on Boruto.
So,
I mean,
what
wait,
do you think
hold on.
happened
Wait,
Yeah,
in
literally.
these
Wait.
panels?
Okay, well she's clearly cut. Like clearly something did harm her. So that much is obvious.
Yeah.
So what do you mean your bones are unarmed? First of all, you're not the one injured here.
Well, then
Also,
it's an
what-
accurate
also, what-
statement.
I heard. Also, I heard you two idiots in the bathroom because I got headphones. So what do you mean the colored one has different translation from like a non-colored one?
It does. The translation is different.
What do you mean? What do you mean? That's
Okay.
the full explanation. It's a very
It's another
controversial
explanation of
scene.
this chapter.
Okay, well, also I suppose I should give my Death Note thoughts because obviously I did promise that. I actually have seen more of Death Note than Naruto.
Okay, perfect. Then you definitely have an answer to this. Why is
Okay, so-
Ryuk making that face?
Oh, his name's Ryuk? I thought his name was a
Yeah.
Shinigami.
Well, Ryuk is a Shinigami, but his name is Ryuk.
It really goes to show how
Okay, so-
little of Naruto you have seen. You've seen more
Okay,
of
well,
Death Note than Naruto.
I do know. Okay, I do know the basic premise of Death Note. I know, like, so the
Mhm.
book, the Death Note is a book, and when you write in the book, someone dies. However, you have to be specific. You have to write the full legal government name of that person, otherwise it won't work. And you're allowed to be descriptive of their death, and it is preferred you be descriptive. Otherwise, if you just write the name and that's it, then they die of a heart attack. I know that. And I'm also aware the book gets very, well, when you got that much power in your hands, like, it's going to change you as a person. And I also know that Light Yagami is a very unhinged motherfucker, to put it lightly. And I've also seen the Simpsons Death Note episode, and it's
Nice.
really goddamn funny. It's also
I
really
gotta
funny
watch
that it was
that.
animated. I love how it's animated by the same people, and then Lisa turns into a Shinigami. And honestly, I haven't seen enough of Death Note to know if that's a spoiler or not of someone that formerly used the book turning into a Shinigami. I don't know if that's a spoiler or if they just did that for funsies or whatever.
I guess we'll have to watch to find out.
You won't confirm or deny.
I was gonna say wait to find
I
out,
do
but that
know
you
the
would not
book-
find out by waiting. So
I do know the book is very. I know that the Shinigami himself, what's his name again?
Ryuk?
I know Rook is not an asshole. He's like, he doesn't say, "Oh, you go kill this person. It's more of a friendly suggestion. It's like, well, if the person's annoying, you could just write the name of the book. You could do it. I'm not gonna say you should, but it'd be easy. So easy. It's like he's not a dick, but he's a dick.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like he's not gonna outright say like, "Oh, we'll just kill that person." Mostly, but at the same time, he's not. He's also not just going to deny. It's a friendly suggestion. It's like the best way. I, I okay. Now we're entering the part of the podcast where the anime community is going to shit all over me. I'm going to say Rook is like a used car salesman. He's only going to give you the best deals. He's not going to force you to buy it, but he's going to friendly suggest like, this person isn't. Maybe you shouldn't kill that person. Oh, but that person that like spilled your coffee at Starbucks. Ooh, if you write their name down the book, you're never going to worry about it again, my friend. He's like that kind of guy. And unfortunately, he's paired up with like Yagami, who, well, when you pair up friendly suggesting murder to an unhinged psychopath, yeah, that's not going to end well. If I had Death Note, I mean, I'm just saying, I wouldn't be that much of a deal for me.
Fair enough.
So how much?
Well, as a future Death Note holder, this is perfect. Why is Ryuk making this face?
All comes back to square one.
He's probably got a very good idea. He's probably got a very good idea that he wants to share with Light Yagami.
Okay.
I'm also scared because this is going to be in the anime community, so I'm scared to see what people are going to be saying. Okay, wait, hold on. This is so sad to watch. They're just testing out a random person. Oh, how God! I did think this would happen. They're gonna break blue chips. Blue chips. The thing with different translations is that there's official translation and the multiple fan or unofficial translations. Oh yeah. How much of MHA do you know? I actually know a lot about MHA. I know a lot. That's one of the animes where I actually know quite a good amount, actually.
So, why do you think Naruto said touch?
Wait, you don't say that when you touch something? Have you never seen SpongeBob?
Okay, fair enough.
You haven't seen the episode of SpongeBob where they go where they you haven't seen the episode of SpongeBob where they go to the museum and Patrick's like, touch. Don't touch. You ever seen that?
I love that as an answer.
I know you're talking about.
Naruto's gonna take Boruto's Rasengan
okay.
and push it somewhere else.
Where else?
What if we took
actually no. Honestly, no, it's not that far off. Boruto took Naruto's Rasengan and pushed it somewhere else.
No. Wait. I want to do a bit. Hold on. Okay. What's the name of the Kitsune demon in Naruto? This is relevant for the bit.
Kurama.
What if we took Kurama and pushed her somewhere else?
I mean, that does happen in the Nine Tails invasion. They took Kurama from Kushina and put it somewhere else. Naruto.
Hiruzen pushed the Nine Tails out of the village.
Let's see, Rachel.
Yeah, Hiruzen's quite literally did that.
Let's see, let me ask a MHA question. Does quirkless discrimination exist? Yes, absolutely. All Might was quirkless, and he was treated terribly. And Izuku was also quirkless. It does absolutely exist, and it's horrible. It's like the opposite of the X-Men. It's funny. For a superhero anime, you would think the creator is like, oh, he's gotta make a massive like Marvel fan, right? He's gotta be super into superheroes. No, his favorite franchise is Star Wars.
That's funny. Have you seen The Boys?
I'm stronger. I'm better. I am better. Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, it's just the better version of My Hero at doing what My Hero tried to do. It's like an R-rated sitcom of My Hero. I'd say so.
No. better. That's yes, the live action series is better than an anime. That's like saying, bro, that is the equivalent of saying the Netflix adaptation is better than the anime. And the only way you could say that is One Piece. And I have seen One
I was
Piece.
gonna say. I did. By the way,
I've seen.
Kamui, I don't know. So like, Kamui.
I've only seen 8 episodes of One Piece, but I am a big fan. And
Okay.
Nami, I think that's her name, the redhead, yeah, Nami. She is hot. She is best girl. That's all I'm gonna say. And now we wait to see if people disagree with me.
Yeah. Kamui, you know that Cam like bashes on the One Piece live action, right? With Sour.
Yeah, I know. Because when we had
Yes. Yeah, that's
Rob on
exactly
the
what I'm
other
talking
day, when
about.
he
That's
was
why I brought
posting
it
it, he
up.
saw Cam's face.
Yep.
I was like, oh, I know she and Sour hate it.
That's so funny, bro. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay, so what's next?
Yeah, so okay. So how do you think this scene played out? What led up to this?
Well, definitely a conflict considering the injuries. That's pretty obvious.
It's like if you just had to like
I would
spitball.
say
Yeah, like what was the conflict? What happened?
probably something with Boruto, if I had to guess, or maybe Sasuke's son. Although I think Sasuke is like mellowed the fuck out by the time of this. I think. I mean, he's married to best girls. So.
Okay. Well, how do you think this girl got injured? Like what injured her in particular?
Definitely some kind of ninja technique that requires crazy hand motions and some weird catchphrase to say.
Okay. Such as?
Say probably how do you say this in Japanese? Hold on, I gotta think. I could get a actually no. Let me get a gif of it because visual representation is always funnier.
I love it.
Okay, here, let me get it.
I just started noticing that your Discord thing spins around in a circle when you talk. It's like Rain's
Yeah.
Oodie.
Yeah.
When it does like the blink and eye open thing.
Mm-hmm.
You just noticed that?
I just started looking at it. So
That's funny.
Okay, hold on. I gotta look for. Okay, here we go. And then they got hit with this technique. The die 1,000 deaths.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So why was
Street
this
Fighter V
technique
version.
used, do you think? You
Well,
just had to like write the scene before
violence.
this one.
Because violence breeds violence. That's the rule.
Oh, almost
But
like
in
a
the end,
cycle of hatred?
Rules of nature, you fuck.
Which continues on to the current day. What does that tell you about certain characters and certain other arcs? Interesting.
Tells you they're assholes.
Okay. Thoughts?
Is that fucking Peter Pan?
Yes, it is.
Hold on.
yeah, wait, is that Peter Pan on the left?
So stupid. So this exists for a reason. Why does this exist?
Do you have any theories?
Yeah.
I mean, this is just real. It's just real bullying. I would know. I've been bullied before. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. This is real.
Let's see. Are there any other ones, Kamui? Is this a thing? Oh, right. This one. So, what do you think about this?
How do you zoom in on a goddamn podcast? Hold on.
Yeah, I can just zoom in on my end.
Options.
Well, that's as clear as it can get, probably.
Think-
But there you
Do you
go.
think Jura is the embodiment of the 19 tails, not Ishiki? There's 19 tails?
Well, it depends how you do the math, but technically, yes.
I hate the fact that you two had to preference like, oh, this is going around the anime community, and it's like, oh, that's exciting. So many unique people are going to see me promoting my dream passion project, and then we get to this, and now it's like, oh, cool. People can see how much of an uncultured weeb I am.
Yeah, I mean, I told you we're an anime podcast. You said you've seen a lot of anime. In fact, you know what? Let's flip the switch narrative script on its head. You ask us a Naruto question.
Oh, I
feel
had
so bad.
I have the next intro topic in mind.
I feel so bad. I feel so bad about blue chips. They're making you look like a dummy. Well, I guess okay. What animes have I seen? I guess let's preference that. Like, what have I seen like wholly, or at least a good amount to have like good knowledge on them? Let me think. I've seen My Hero. I've seen Dragon Ball. But to be fair, I mean, who hasn't seen Dragon Ball? I think if you're into anime,
I can think of
I
one
know
person.
someone.
Oh, all right. I've seen Panty and Stocking, the full thing, multiple times. That is my favorite anime ever made, honestly. Like, nothing tops it. Um, I've seen, I think I only got like 5 episodes left on Umaru. You know, like Umaru, you know, like the gamer girl with like the
Okay.
hamster hoodie. I've seen all of Devilman Lady. Genuinely, that's like my second favorite anime. It's, aside from pleasing a monster fetish, it's generally really well made. Like, that's generally a great anime. I've seen Kill la Kill. That's amazing. Third favorite anime right there. Okay. Hey, Chad, hey, Chad, have you seen the previous episode? Can you see why I added those anime into my fighting game? Gee, it's like the developer's bias or something. Crazy. Evangelion, I've also seen that. I'm on episode 8 currently. You know, where the worst character, Asuka, gets introduced. But you know, from what I've seen, I love it. It's amazing. Ray is the best character, not just because we have the same name. There's other reasons. I've seen some of Kaiju number 8, actually. Not all of it, but I've seen some of it. Really good.
Well, Kitamaki would be glad to hear that.
Is am I allowed to say Pokemon, or is that like the easy answer?
Hey, it's good enough. Close enough. I'll count it.
Okay, this is gonna be a really dicey one. I know some people don't count this because technically it's not anime, but it is like inspired by anime. Avatar, The Last Airbender, and Korra. I know they're technically not anime, but they're inspired by it. So like I count them, but I get if you don't. But I have seen them, and I enjoy them.
Actually, Oodie always calls it an anime.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. And okay, controversial opinion. I think I like Korra more than Avatar.
Kamui does not agree, but I think it's an interesting take.
What do you mean I disagree? I haven't seen it.
No, I didn't say you disagree. I said that you don't agree.
Oh,
honestly,
okay.
Honestly, I like Korra more because I find Korra much more relatable than Aang. That's why I like her more.
Interesting. I never thought about which one's more relatable.
What other anime? What other anime have I seen? I mean, I guess I've seen OVAs. Those count as animes, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Usually
yes.
they're of an anime.
Yeah, it's like yeah,
watched
I've seen episodes. Like those count as shows, right?
Like I've seen the Sonic OVA. You know the one with the you might know everything I'm going to do, but that's not going to help. You know that one.
Yeah,
I've seen that one. I like that one, honestly.
I should add Sonic to my list. I think about it. Definitely, it's a good call.
Honestly, for a while. Okay, this is gonna put me on flames for a minute. For a while, I hated JoJo.
I don't know what you mean for a while. I hate JoJo. It's unwatchable.
Like, well, like for a while, I just hated it because it was so oversaturated. And like every single goddamn YouTuber like montage video I watched, like every person just did JoJo memes, and it was like the same JoJo memes. And it's like the art style just looks. Even nowadays, I'm not a fan of the art style unless it's in like an action. But these days, I am starting to appreciate it more, mostly because my boyfriend is a fan of it, so I'm mostly trying to get into it for him. And honestly, I like what I'm seeing, so you know, it's a whole thing. Um, other anime. Oh yeah, Demon Slayer. I've only listened to the intro of that one, but I love what I'm hearing, so I'm really excited to start watching that soon. Oh yeah, Attack on Titan. I've seen that. That show is really good. I love the art style of Attack on Titan. Yeah, no, I've seen a good anime amount. I've seen like enough to be. Oh yeah, Dragon Maid. I've seen that definitely. I've seen like the whole first season and a good chunk of the second. I love that show. Lukua, best girl. I'm saying that right now. We're going to be an anime podcast. Might as well say our waifus. Lukua, best one. Good smile. Good smile. Make her goddamn Android already.
You should make like a comprehensive list. I have one. It's just really easy. You can like share it as well. I do want to ask.
Well, you can like.
Since you have limited knowledge, I think this is interesting. If you lived in the Narutoverse, you just spawned there right now from episode 1, what would you do with the limited knowledge you have?
Do what I do now and try to fuck it.
No, fair enough. Okay. Well, I guess the timeline would go exactly the same as it did originally.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it depends on like what powers they got. I guess I don't know. You're going to have like a wolf tribe or something.
Well, what's more
Hopefully,
interesting about this, ignoring the powers, is the information you would have and the ability to communicate that to other characters, which would inevitably change a timeline.
Well, I mean, the only thing that matters to me is, am I going to be fully a girl? Because if that's the case, I don't care what I do. I could be a fucking peasant. I'll be happy.
Yeah, I mean, the sexy jutsu exists. You can be whatever you want.
Yeah, honestly.
Well, time.
With the transformation jutsu, anything's possible.
Yeah, just never change back.
Well, as long as the sex jutsu is permanent.
I don't know. It's weird because like shadow clones aren't, but like if you get hit while I think if you like run out of chakra or pass out, then I suppose
if you get hit, it'll poof you back, but you can just do the transformation jutsu again.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
It's not that big a deal.
It's as simple as just doing like the hand motion, right? Because it's all hand.
Yeah.
I mean, like, honestly, especially if you're gonna live as like a peasant anyway, you're not even gonna lose the transformation jutsu because you're not gonna be in a fight. So it basically is permanent.
Well, there you go.
That's
I win.
Point.
I'm satisfied now. I'm just gonna live peacefully in the woods as a wolf girl with my transformation jutsu kaisen, whatever. Just live a peaceful life away from the main character.
That was way funnier than it should have been.
Wolf girl. You got a problem with furries? Space?
Well, actually, I think you'll get along great with Kiba in Naruto then. I mean, he's a dog guy. He's got a dog mom. It's close enough to wolves.
No, I want to be alone.
Yeah,
all right, never mind.
Look, man, I'm taken. I got a boyfriend. No one else is taking me. I've dealt with cheating before. It sucks. So no.
Well, no, you want to be alone and you have a boyfriend? That sounds like a duality of man if I've ever seen one.
No, I meant whatever.
All right.
That's
Well,
a
anyway,
Madara
we have a
reference.
Actually,
major
actually,
question for you.
Well, actually, can I say my thing first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On topic of waifus, actually, this is actually relevant to me. Couldn't even date you since I'm underage. Wait, how the fuck? Wait, how young are you, Space? I'm 23. How old are you? 16. Man, you should not be hearing any of the language I'm saying. Okay. Anyway, um, you should not be hearing anything I've been saying for the past 3 hours. All right, this is all too young for you. Anyway, too old for you. Anyway, as I was saying, so speaking of waifus, I actually have a very interesting relationship with Harley Quinn these days because, as someone who's suffered through abuse nowadays, I don't like seeing stories where she's an abuse victim because I know what that feels like. It's not cute. It's not quirky. It's not cool. Terrible. It sucks. You don't get over it easily. I don't like seeing it because honestly, as someone who's went through that, I don't want to be reminded of. So I actually have a hard time watching Harley Quinn stories where she's an abuse victim. I much prefer stories where it's just her being wholesome with her girlfriend Poison Ivy. I know that's a weird take on on Harley Quinn, but that's how I feel.
There you go.
I feel like My Hero tackles abuse much better. They actually show realistic discussions as opposed to just glorifying it like Harley Quinn.
You should
You
watch
probably
Yeah, we
like
see
Kawaki and
Yeah.
Boruto then. Yeah, because
you-
we had the voice actor on, and like he'll
I
tell you
think-
all about it. Like
Kamui, I
how
think that was
much
down
he
to the
thinks it was
exact
real from his
millisecond.
experience.
We said that at the exact same time.
Yeah.
It's so funny. God.
YouTube will literally do anything. This is not going to make me like Naruto more. You need to understand this. You need to understand, the more you keep trying to force me to like something, the more I'm going to be annoyed by it.
We're not forcing you to like it. In fact, we wanted you to read Two Blue Vortex to see how much you hate it. Just to meme on the fact that they made it a separate series. So if that changes your opinion.
Kawaki's not
Okay,
even
this is
in
gonna get out of the
Naruto
video, but
anyways.
or I guess, God, it's almost 3 a.m. We've been in this podcast for a while.
Yeah, me and Kamui did have a couple like
Yeah,
Boruto
if you're
specific
ready
things.
to go, you're fine.
Yeah.
And most of the and most of this podcast is just me. We were going to end this stream an hour ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, oh yeah, closing thoughts. I was gonna leave, but then you two decided, what if we mentally? We got a guinea pig here. You know, it'd be so funny.
Well, actually, you never did the guinea pig thing. That's future potential.
What part 3 with me on? Part 2, I don't know. I don't know what Odie's gonna do here. I mean, again, reminder: please make part 1 my game promotion because seriously, I want to get my passion project out there. So please get that out as soon as possible. I don't know, tomorrow or Wednesday or whenever the fuck you upload these things. Don't take 3 weeks. I will be very annoying and keep asking you, hey Odie, is the video up? Hey Odie, is the video up? Are you done editing the video, Odie?
I
Is
mean,
it up
it'll
yet?
be up as
I
soon
will
as
be
the
very
stream is
annoying.
done. Like, it's technically up right now.
Wait, is there like a chat on YouTube for this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a live stream.
Wait, hold on. I'm going to the YouTube channel. Hold on. Wait a minute. What do you mean this is already on YouTube?
It's a live stream.
You know it.
Oh, no,
You
I got-
called it
oh,
a
no, what-
VOD.
Well, I didn't know, like... Hold on. I didn't think it was actually live streaming properly on YouTube. Hold on.
Well, when I said at the
Well,
beginning
YouTube-
of stream, all right, I'm gonna press confirm and go live now. Hey, YouTube, and we are live. What did you think I meant?
Wow, look at that. Okay. Oh my god, there is. Look. Oh my god, look at this live chat. Oh,
Told you what this
Space.
was
I see you there on
beforehand.
the YouTube chat now.
I sent you the channel
Shane.
to check it out first.
No, you said podcast channel. You didn't send me. Yeah, you sent me the YouTube channel to get an idea. I didn't think like. Whatever.
No.
Going on stream. What's up, boys? Leave your questions in chat. My question is, how? Nope. Wanted and the interview bust. That's honestly all info we already knew.
He's
What were we talking
referring to a different interview, not this.
Okay, thank God, because that was demotivating for a bit. What are we
yeah,
talking about?
yeah, Darashikage already knew everything about your game.
Well,
Yeah, who should be the next Shinju? Well, I guess I gotta vote. That's an AI image for Minato, by the way.
cool.
Well,
I
started
love how you know.
out.
I love how you know that. It's not even Minato. First of all, you know who that character is. Second of all, you know the character's name. Third of all, it doesn't necessarily look exactly like the character because it's an AI image of them, and you just know that it looks similar to them to know that it is them.
It's in your fucking YouTube thing. It's a vote.
Yeah, I realized mid-rant
image.
that it was, but I had to double down anyways.
An
Okay.
AI image. I mean, it's pretty obvious. The shading's off. You know.
It's like
Also,
a
yeah,
30
you're
by
gonna
30
rename this
pixel image in a community poll. It's fine.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna be renaming this chat later. Like motherfucker, this has nothing to do with Boruto.
You know, that's a perfect segue. All right, Kamui, so what Boruto topics did you want to talk about?
Well,
Um,
it's getting late for me.
let's look.
So
Okay.
Oh yeah, here's a good fun one first. Does Ikimoto watch the Boruto anime?
Well,
okay, so it's getting very late for me. So this has been genuinely really fun, and I thank you, Oodie, for letting me be on here, even though I was kind of annoying you about it for like 3 weeks because I was excited. I hope I could be on here again sometime later, maybe when I have like more, I don't know, progress in my game or something. Kamui, thanks for joining me as well. Space, thanks for your nice questions. Hope to chat with y'all again later. So, yeah, I guess that'll. I don't know if you guys are gonna shout on the podcast. So this is gonna be it for me. So excited to see the VOD later and maybe I don't know, see an edited video later. So thanks for having me on. I guess I don't know.
yeah. Thanks for
See
coming
you
on.
guys later. I guess.
Twas fun.
See ya.
So yeah.
Okay. So, Kamui, does Ikimoto watch the Boruto anime?
Yeah. I can remember it was either a YouTube comment or a Twitter thread I was commenting on when someone said something and like it became like a joke, and I just thought it was funny. I was like, yeah, honestly, does he? Do you honestly think he watches the Boruto anime?
I mean, the sad thing is people have been asking this for a while now, and people have gone back and forth on whether or not he, like, currently is or isn't. For example, like, in the Owl arc, he references the field trip arc from the anime when he's, like, writing the manga, drawing the manga, whatever. Technically, Kodachi was the writer at the time, but you know what I mean. Yeah, it's
yeah,
so
exactly.
funny.
And Kodachi was in charge of the anime,
Yeah.
so it makes sense for. That's the problem. So, of course, Kodachi knew what was happening in the anime, but does Ikimoto?
Again, like, especially with the recent events just being so nonsensically different, such as Sarada just being a Genin.
Started being
genuine
getting
question. It is
Himawari's
valid.
quote unquote character flaw that is diametrically opposed to her character in the anime. Mitsuki's character arc just being something the anime already did.
Yeah.
Mitsuki's Sage Mode just not hurting him in part 1 or part 2 when it basically killed him in the anime. It's just like, as bro seen an episode.
You know what? We're gonna ask this to the chat. Chat, has Ikimoto seen?
We should
the
make it a
Boruto
community
anime?
post too.
We should, yeah.
That could be an intro topic, honestly. I might cop that. Just ask every guest, what do they think?
I'm sure Naruto Explained would say yes, but he definitely hasn't watched the anime said space. That's funny. There we go. Go ahead, vote away. Did we want to move on to separate?
If you'd like, we can try to. So honestly, I'm gonna start making my last meal now. But my whether or not we succeed is up in the air. My goal is honestly, we've got like 500 trillion topics. If we can just help it, let's just try to bang out as many as humanly possible in like an hour, less than an hour even. We'll just see how many, like make it a goal. We're just going to set a record. We're going to try to break a record and do as many podcast topics in 1 hour as we've ever done before.
Oh
That's
my
what we need
God.
right now.
Okay, sure.
Starting with chapter 12.
Well, let me scroll up to that, I guess. Let's see, where even is chapter 12?
So unfortunately, that pretty much means probably not the Naruto topics, because those were all like longer discussions, really, like all the rewrites and stuff.
Yeah.
Which I was looking forward to, but it's fine.
Okay.
We'll save it.
Okay. I'm at chapter.
I'm gonna be away from my computer, by the way, so you have to read out loud stuff.
Okay. We already talked about this one. Yeah, okay. So something I don't like is, I'm just gonna say this quote. Kawaki really resorting to sneak kills now. / Kawaki kill stealed. Man, people really be treating this like an Xbox lobby, huh? People really be hating Kawaki. In the same chapter, Jura literally snuck someone. That being Boruto. Like, bro, it's annoying. Yeah, he didn't earn the... He did something cool. Like, it's not like he was relying on it or something. Like, if anyone else came in and did that, people would not be saying this about that character.
If
Konohamaru
Boruto did it, they would have talked about how cool. If Boruto did it, they would have talked about how cool he was.
And how he's standing on business and how ice cold his personality was.
Yeah.
How hype it'd be.
Nah, it's annoying, bro. The Kawaki hates bullshit.
I know, bro.
It's literally one of the best characters.
Yeah, I wish we got more time to talk with Kawaki's BA
like,
about
there are
it,
some
but...
dumb things.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, next, if you think the... This is funny, I think this is chapter 12, this might be outdated, but if you think the tree that healed Hidari is the Ten Tails, where is its claw marks? That's the first question. Because if you remember, they were wrapped around the Ten Tails.
Maybe that's what the... This is gonna sound
swords?
goofy at first glance, but the claw mark cube.
Oh. Yeah, it just like, not spit it out, but like, combined. It did the same thing as like what the Ten Tails did to Amaterasu in the War Arc.
Yeah, it's just globbed it off.
That's so funny. Okay. Obviously, it shouldn't be able to just absorb the claw marks. Otherwise, it just would have already, / the Shinju would have. Interesting to think about the Shinju. If they could.
Well, I mean, they use them, so what would absorbing mean, really, is the question.
Yeah. Well, hypothetically, if it became a detriment to them, such as if like Boruto and Kawaki learned the claw marks and was like attacking them through their own claw marks, maybe they would, like in that situation.
Okay, then yeah.
Yeah. And the point is,
But that's not probably not gonna
I
happen.
know. And the point is, it can't just escape the claw marks wrapped around it. So unless it moved its body in such a way that all the claw marks are above, or that they all fell off onto the cube below, I don't know. So that's funny. I also mentioned the cube. It's the exact same thing you came up with. I don't even remember writing that.
The thing is, because somehow, like, the cube got claw marks, so regardless if it's like an Ishiki cube that was just sitting there, somehow the claw marks got on it, because it's not like Ishiki had that. So something's going on there.
Yeah. Moving on.
We should write. Let me write that one down as a plot hole.
Yeah. I do want to point out something that Mello said to me that I didn't think about before. So you were using Shinjutsu in terms of like Koji's ability to say, well, he can do something that doesn't make sense because it's Shinjutsu, so therefore it doesn't have to whatever. That realistically, from what I understand through the description, only applies to omnipotence, not to Shinjutsu
That's
itself.
not exactly what I'm saying.
Well, I'm obviously like bastardizing what you were saying, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, because like I mean, like, I don't remember the specific context, but like for example, like code claw marks teleport you. How does that make sense? It doesn't. Damon can just reflect what you're thinking about. How does that make sense? It doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like there's a bit of a room for just things that just be kind of insane. They're Shinjutsu. They're supposed to be divine.
To be fair, both of those we just don't have an explanation for. It's very possible they can still be rooted in reality. The thing with Koji seeing something that doesn't exist. Wait, what? What'd you say?
I'm not going to explain in reality how Code's claw marks actually would make sense.
Okay, then what about flying Raijin? That's not a Shinjutsu as far as we know.
Flying Raijin is described to basically be the summoning jutsu. Like a similar jutsu. It's almost like you're summoning yourself to markers.
Okay, well the claw marks are described similar to flying Raijin.
Yeah, but it's you're scratching the ground without touching the ground, and somehow that allows you to tell it. What I'm saying is, it's a lot more out there than like flying Raijin's more rude. It's less just ridiculous. Let me put it to you that way.
It seems more like they're throwing something, if anything.
It's inconsistent. Sometimes Code's throwing belts at Bug's face. Sometimes he's scratching the ground. Sometimes they just poof on you. They slither on you like a snake. I don't know.
The point is he still has to do something. Even Hidari has to flex his eye to make the Renegon thing appear on the claw mark ground place.
He's gotta make his Renegon nice and big.
Well, my point is, if you have a problem with the claw marks, then you have a problem with the summoning jutsu.
I don't have a problem with it. I'm not saying there's a problem. What I'm saying is that it is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, but I can make
I don't think, I mean, realistically
explanation.
Speaking, I really don't think it's, honestly speaking, I think the claw marks are more ridiculous than Koji just seeing things that aren't real 99% of the time. But 1% of the things he sees are going to happen. Why is that outrageous?
It's not that they're not real, it's that they don't
Because the Billy just does it.
the thing with the mirage, it's not real, but the mirage exists, which is why you're able to see it.
Yeah, and that's why I asked Mello, are you okay with there being a difference between those things existing and those things happening? Because I think it's fine to say the Ishiki future exists, but it doesn't happen, and it didn't happen, and it won't happen. It could have happened, but it never did. But it existed. The future existed, but the future never happened. I would word it that way.
Okay.
But that's why I asked, are you okay with that being a difference? And it seemed like you guys thought they were one and the same. And I kind of just moved on from that question from there. But because to me, that solves the difference. I don't see an issue with the future site Shinjutsu seeing futures that exist, but not all of them happening. It's simple as that.
Yeah. So,
but that, because to me, that's different than there being a parallel universe where it's happening. Those are different to me.
Unless the in-universe explanation would be dark matter shenanigans to make it possible, my problem is that seeing something that doesn't exist would be literally impossible in terms of outside of the bounds of reality of what is possible. Whereas I could, even though there's not an explanation, I could create an explanation.
It's like how it's not that much different from a dream or a genjutsu.
Those dreams aren't real, but they exist.
That's what I'm saying. These future, like Ishiki winning is basically like a dream. It exists, but it's not real. The same thing.
Okay, that's okay.
All
yeah,
but one are a dream. One of them is the true future.
Then either you've changed your premise, or I agreed with you the whole time. But I don't think that's true. So.
No, I've been saying. Honestly, it wasn't really so much you. It was more Mello who was hell-bent on, because I tried to ask him, like, the difference between existing and happening. Because I think there's a difference. But Mello was doing the whole objective-subjective thing to where basically to say objectively they're the same, but subjectively they're different. Basically, was getting that.
So
I don't think so. I think they can just be different.
You're referring to a different instance than whatever I'm referring to. You're referring to when Mello is here. I am referring to a time when Mello wasn't here at all. I'm actually technically the one that brought this up because we were discussing this and we were like not meeting middle ground. And so I brought up basically verbatim, I said, is your explanation for this that because it's a Shinjutsu, it can do something that just is impossible? Such as seeing something that doesn't make sense.
Well, you said that now. Ooh. You're saying that now, but when I originally said we were talking about this, and I don't remember enough of the context, but I have been saying, so my ridiculousness thing about the Shinjutsu just doing the whatever nonsense magic is the fact that Koji can see the visions that don't happen. I've been saying, I think it's fine to say that those visions exist, those realities exist, but not necessarily in the sense that there's a parallel universe where they're literally happening right now or going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I think there's a difference. I don't currently, anyway, until the story just gives it to me, I don't think there's a parallel universe where these things are happening. I don't think these things did happen in this alternate reality. I just think those things Koji saw exist, but none of them happened, minus the one that obviously did happen.
Yeah.
That's how I'm looking at it. Yeah. If you agree with that, perfect.
Well, again, I think we're talking about two different instances anyways. Maybe you misunderstood me the first time.
That is my stance.
But that's fine.
That's
Either way, I'm pretty sure it's on video anyway, so it does matter.
Wait, that is my stance. So like I said, with the multiverse stuff, if technically that constitutes a multiverse, fine. it doesn't constitute a multiverse in the way most people think of it, the way it's typically used. It's the way I think of it.
So
from my perspective, it's not a multiverse. But if it's technically one, fine, I don't care.
okay, let's go to the multiverse thing since we're talking about it. I wrote down a couple topics. I'll go to the most recent one. So listen, you're gonna hate this, but Neji actually is right, technically, retroactively. So let me cook. Because as time goes on, all future possibilities or timelines are snuffed out. That means there is one single past. Therefore, at the end of time, looking back retroactively, there is one singular timeline with no possibility to deviate or make a choice. Everything is predetermined, and that timeline already exists, along with all the fake branching possibility paths that won't happen because we follow only one happening. We just haven't caught up to the end up time yet. There is one outcome that happens. Thoughts?
So, to some extent, like, yeah. First of all, though, that's not the way Neji's looking at it. And the point is, but I guess the point, though, would be the branch that was going to happen wasn't determined on the way forward.
Yeah, on the way forward, yeah. So again, Neji's wrong until the end of time. Then he's right.
I mean, I guess that's okay. So, like, if you want to, I was gonna use a movie analogy. I guess, like, you're watching a movie for the first time. Anything could happen. A character can make any choice that changes the end of the movie. Yeah. Once you get to the end of the movie, if you're gonna rewind the movie and rewatch it, well, yeah, everything is predetermined. It's gonna happen a certain way. You know, like,
yeah.
Wait, so Neji would be wrong on the first watch, but on the second watch, he'd be right.
Exactly. Yeah. So just hypothetically, this is the timeline. You can, and I'm sharing my screen, I think, you can go down any of these paths. Any possible end is possible. But the point is, once you get to one ending, let's just say it's this one, there's only one universe, reality, timeline, whatever. It's not like multiple endings are possible at the same time. Like, you can't have both of these endings simultaneously or whatever. You can only have one or the other. Any of them are possible. Only one outcome is possible, though. So you have one. Looking back, this was the only possibility because this is the only one that happens. And all the other ones just get erased, essentially. So at the end of time, this is basically what you're left with.
Okay, I got two possibilities for you here.
Uh-huh.
The first, what if at the end of time, someone keeps going back in time to change the future, so we keep just getting a different reality every single time because someone always resets it?
So, okay.
First, so Neji will endlessly be wrong. So the second, what if Kashin Koji just pulling a Neji and he's just wrong?
No, that's another topic, but so let's say that, okay? So that was the original one. Let's say they time traveled back from this point. They're going back to here, to where now we're going down this path, and this is the future. Again, only one possible outcome. The other one just doesn't exist anymore. So either way, it's the same thing.
No, but hear me out.
Uh-huh.
What if they traveled back in time before you finished erasing?
What?
Okay, hold on. Alright, start erasing again.
Like
the other paths.
Okay.
What if they go back in time now? There's still multiple paths forward.
Kamui, that's not...
Neji wasn't right yet.
That's not how the timelines are erased. I can't erase half of them. What do you mean? Why do these exist right now at this moment of time? What?
Because they already went back in time.
Okay, yeah, okay, sure. Okay, so, but what you're saying is you do agree with me. At the end of time, Neji is technically retroactively right.
Yeah, but that's assuming time can just end.
I guess if the universe does, I guess time would. I mean, it's like space and time are linked or whatever, so.
But what
Yeah.
if there's still space? Can there be
Well,
space without a universe?
no. No.
Can there be a
No.
universe without space?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Why would the universe end?
Yeah. Because they erase it? I don't know.
Okay.
They destroy it. Yeah. You have universe A, B, and C, and then you just remove universe B. It's ended. Got destroyed. Universe A and C continue on. Time keeps flowing. Universe B does not. So, anyways. So, getting on to what you were saying.
Back to chapter 12.
Koji is
Never mind.
lying? Question mark. There are infinite possible futures, and Koji can see all of them. So, first of all, do you agree with this first part? Am I misquoting the chapter?
I do think I think some translations may have said countless possible futures, which makes me wonder if we need to look at the raws or not.
I'm pretty sure I did look at the raws. I'm
You know
pretty sure
what?
it was infinite, but I could just be making that up. So I don't know.
Let me see if they posted this website real quick.
Okay.
This probably wouldn't take that long.
Sure. I'll continue on while you're doing that. So, Koji knows every possible choice that could ever happen, when it happens, and what happens as a result of the choice. So, outside of a potential 3-year limit Koji has, where most of the future is simply revealed as time goes on, the ability shouldn't change based on choices or anything, because he can see everything and never be shocked.
Yeah, what did I? Oh, I think I wrote this in the video I haven't posted yet, or haven't really finished yet either. But about some of the Koji thematic stuff.
So what this is getting at is
Can't remember what.
Koji shouldn't or couldn't or whatever be able to autonomously use this ability whenever the future changes. Because the future changing is... I'll even go back to the same example I was using earlier of the branching timelines. Let's just say this is every possible future, okay? And so, you're here. If you go down this path, you still have, like, these other paths available. You could go down the left one or the right one. But you know what you can't do? You can't just make a third new path that wasn't previously there, which now awakens the new manifestation of the new possible timeline that changes the ability to have it activate again to show you this. Because this isn't possible. This is outside of the bounds of possible, because we're seeing every future. This is every future. And so no matter which choice you make, it's not going to awaken new possibilities or whatever.
Well, okay, so hear me out though. You and I posted the I don't know if you'll be able to read it or not, but I posted the raw chat. But we have discussed the idea of Boruto saying something like, that's a rewrite, like Boruto saying something, it's probably the bottom left panel thing. But Boruto says like, okay, well, I'll just forge a new future you haven't seen, blah, blah, blah. I mean, and thematically that works, but like, would that make literal sense? I don't know. Oh, infinity, okay, yeah. Limitless.
Oh, no, I was just looking that up beforehand. I'm pretty sure it's right here, though. It's hard to tell if it's but no, it is this. So yeah. Wait,
well, if you scrolled a little bit slower, I might have been able to help.
Oh, actually,
But
it's
you went
not
by the
that.
thing on G Show so fast, I didn't really see it.
Okay, so it's not this. I can't tell what this is though. So. Yeah, it's a little blurry. I can't really tell which word it would be anyways. So this isn't too helpful.
Well, that's all I can really find at this point, so.
That's fine. What were we talking about?
Koji, infinite possible futures, so he would be able to see everything and never be surprised by anything.
Yeah. Okay. You had a point to that?
I thought I might have wrote something about this in this other video, but I don't remember what I wrote.
Okay. My point is that
see.
it doesn't make sense for his ability to just keep activating, because I don't think the choices should change anything, because he already sees every choice.
Yeah, I mean, apparently he can see all possible futures, so I don't know, maybe he can, but...
And this should be
I mean,
important
we
anyways.
just need more elaboration of what he does and doesn't see, like, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. But this should be important anyways, because how he describes the ability, it's not useless because of the information he has. And so information is useless if he just doesn't have all the information, basically.
Yeah.
Well, here's stuff that might happen, but also something that isn't this could also happen. So anything could happen. I don't know. No different than anyone else.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my god. But yeah, so Koji is lying. So I'm pretty sure he says, like, as he's talking to Boruto and figuring out omnipotence or whatever, even now as I'm no, it's actually when he's explaining his ability, even now as I'm explaining this to you, the new futures are opening up, or whatever he says. I'm pretty sure he says that, something like that.
He said, our future's already started to change.
Okay. That's fine. Yeah, but again, this is important because I'm not saying he should know what's going to happen, but he should have a pretty solid idea, because again, he knows when choices happen, what choices can happen, and what the outcomes of each of these choices are.
Yeah, exactly. So he should know how to just get to the perfect end result.
Exactly, yeah. Like, if anything, literally just draw it out on a map and be like, alright, here is every possible way we can get here. Just have these choices happen.
Yeah, just do these things.
Yeah,
and so, I mean, you could set up conflict to where... And this is where you could set things up, like, in a good thematic way to where... Because we're all kind of predicting it based off Koji's facial expression after Boruto says he's not going to kill Kawaki. All Koji's ideas for the perfect future or the best future probably end up in Kawaki dead. Or because he's going to do something bad or whatever the hell. So Koji can lay it out. And Boruto can be all like, I'm not doing that. I'm going to make up a new path that you haven't seen. Blah, blah, blah. And then he's going to eventually do it. Proving that's really going to prove that destiny is in your own hands. You can go beyond the things Koji sees.
I think this is a little bit of a rewrite. This isn't how the ability works, but I think an interesting limitation of the ability is if you couldn't see the choices. You see before and after, but not the choice that changes it itself. So, for example, Koji sees Naruto activate Baryon mode, and then he sees the split where Naruto... The end result where Naruto either wins or loses, but he doesn't get to see why or how. He just knows that those two possibilities happen.
I mean, in all honesty, though, what's weird is that in the examples Koji gave, I don't know what the difference was. What choice would have been different? Is the choice really Sasuke just not deciding to use a Mano Tachikara on that scene? Is that really the choice? And what about the Sarada Kawaki one? Did Boruto just choose to let Sarada die? Like, did he really do that?
I think with the Ishiki one, if you don't like the countdown one, because that's a little bit goofy, I actually think a really interesting interpretation, considering this was everyone else's thoughts anyways, is if Kawaki just didn't make a clone, because his emotions are just overriding logic. If he just emotionally rushed to Naruto at 1 second or whatever, and he just didn't make a clone. Yeah. I mean, that's what we're all thinking.
But what about the Boruto one? Is the difference that he just doesn't save Sarada?
I guess.
Or
crazy
is it that
to me that Kawaki just does kill
like
Sarada?
Konohamaru and Sasuke just don't show up? Like, are they the reason?
Still doesn't make sense in character for Kawaki to kill Sarada in that moment, but whatever. It's going so unnecessarily far.
I know, it's so unnecessary.
Yeah.
Like, I understand, like, kicking her into a wall and knocking her out or whatever, but killing her?
Literally. So random.
He's like, what do you mean Shinobi are destined to die early? You're the one trying to kill him early. It's like Kawaki's trying to prove his point by killing her.
Oh my god. Okay. Some more on this topic. I discussed a couple things with Mello. Here's my favorite thing that I thought of. So let's just assume right now there is a limit to the ability, which is in terms of, well, not the ability, but Koji, to where he can only see, let's just say, 3 years into the future. So I'm just going to draw this out for you. Okay. So Koji has a limit to where he is at year 0 and he can only see 3 years into the future. So with this being said, did you know Koji can see infinitely into the future?
Yeah, he just, so long as like his interval to use the jutsu is less than 3 years.
So that's not what I mean. I mean,
well, either way, he could just keep
any point. He can see any point in the future.
But yeah, because hypothetically, it's almost kind of like, not exactly like the Eren situation, but like hypothetically, he's at zero.
Yeah.
And at year 3, he's going to look into the future again. At year 0, he can look into the future to see when he looks into the future to see those futures and keep going.
Okay, so you got it. So yeah, you're already on the same page. What? Because at year 3, he's just going to look into the future at year 6. So all he has to do is at year 0, look at him looking at year 6. And then Koji's looking at year 6. And then that just goes so on and so forth.
But this, like I said, this does require that he can use the jutsu in 3 years or less. Because if he can only use it once every 6 years, and he can only see 3 years into the future, he wouldn't be able to go from 3 to 6. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would mess things up.
You're right. But I think that's just a blatant rewrite, because I think no matter what, that is no longer possible with the way they've explained it. I don't think that's up for interpretation. I could be wrong.
But I don't think he can only use it once every 6 years. It doesn't feel like it anyway. It feels like, honestly, Koji just saw the whole ass future that first time. That was it.
That's funny. I'm pretty sure he either has it autonomously happens anytime a choice is made, or he can actively do it whenever he wants.
Yeah, like it, or he just saw everything all at once. One of those.
Yeah. But either way, so regardless of how you think he could do this, he could either physically just see him using the ability and somehow he just gets the information that way, or like when he uses the ability, it literally is manifested into the world around him in a way that he can literally see it. That could work as well. Or the funny interpretation is at year 3, he just like draws a map for 3 years ago Koji who's looking in on this. So Koji can just like see a piece of paper, like information, like literally the point of this ability is like for the information. And so if Koji's using this for information, he's helping out his past self by helping out his future self or whatever. He's at year 0, he's going to say, in 3 years from now, when I use this ability, I am going to draw it so that now I can see the futures.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like the Eren thing, with future Eren's telling like past Grisha to do something for him in the future. It's kind of like a similar idea.
Yeah. So like at year 3, he's drawing the picture of what year 6 looks like.
Yeah.
And then
he goes from 6 to 9, 9 to 12, and so on.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, in year 6, what he's drawing at year 6 is actually, this is year 6, he's actually drawing what he's seeing, which is Koji looking at year 9 and drawing what happens at year 9. So what he's seeing would be a piece of paper of what happens on year 9, which would actually be, keeping this in line, a piece of paper of what happens at year 12. It infinitely goes.
Did Mello guess this right when you told
Mello
him?
said this would be a paradox. I think because I don't know exactly. I think his point is that there has to be an end point to where he's just not using the ability to see in the future, and the future is just happening. Because this is what I was saying originally with my problem of like, because I thought the problem with the ability originally of him training Boruto was that he's using the ability to see in the future when he's training him based on information he has from using the ability. Which I don't think that's the case. I think in that future, he just did happen to learn these abilities anyways.
Yeah,
for some reason.
That's the implication I got. Is that, for example, Uzuhiko, at least in one future, Boruto just learns this. Maybe he's 35 when he learns it, but he just learns it. And Koji's like, I'm going to teach it to you now. I saw how you figured it out. I'm going to tell you how you did it.
Yeah, that wasn't my interpretation. My interpretation was that Koji looked in the future to see himself training Boruto flying Raijin. Well, how does Koji have the information to teach him flying Raijin? Well, it's because he looked in the future to see himself training flying Raijin. And that's how he gains the knowledge. Because to me, it's like, well, why does Koji know flying Raijin? That's weird. The only way I could see it was through this ability when I was first reading it. But I guess he just learns it somehow. It's just never going to be explained how, but it just apparently
honestly,
does.
though, but now I'm looking at the reverse way. Now I feel like Koji should just know how to do flying Raijin now. He taught Boruto how to do it. How do you teach Boruto? Like, I understand Kakashi helps Naruto make a Rasen Shuriken by saying, hey, I'm going to help you learn. I'm going to come up with a training drill, and I will tell you the exercise that will help you learn wind style. Then you're just going to have to figure it out from there how to put in your Rasengan. That's different from, Jiraiya saying, I'm going to teach you how to do the Rasengan. Like, it's not like Tsunade is going to teach Naruto how to do the Rasengan. She doesn't know. So, like, Jiraiya's not going to teach Naruto how to do flying Raijin. He doesn't know how to do it. So, if Koji can teach him, I feel like Koji can learn it.
I'm surprised that your debunk to this wouldn't be just latent Jiraiya memories from when he's Minato's student or teacher or whatever.
Well, there's also that, but...
Okay, but if you say that, then I'm gonna say that he stole the flying Raijin from when he went to Konoha. So I'm not gonna let you use that.
Stole flying Raijin. Well, either way, my point is Koji should know how to do flying Raijin at this point. And Rasengan Uzuhiko. I see no reason why Koji is incapable. He is one of the most skilled ninja ever. He's got the Rasengan down to a T. this broke, and he taught Boruto how to do this shit. Bro
But
can
hang on.
learn the fucking Uzuhiko and flying right, okay?
But hang on, what if he's so busy constantly watching the future that he's just always low on chakra? So he can't do it.
I mean, that'd be a good limitation for the jutsu.
No, it's not.
Cost a lot of chakra.
What I would prefer
Better than
is
nothing.
his sacrifice for basically healing and not dying against Ishiki. How he got his new body is he gave up jutsu. Outside of this one.
But not Shinjutsu.
Yeah. Like, he just can't do any of them anymore. Yeah, except for summoning jutsu as well.
Well,
So it doesn't
yeah, I
count.
could say, well, that was already debunked by the summoning jutsu.
No, it wasn't summoning jutsu. It was scientific summoning jutsu. It's different. You use space-time science, quantum mechanics. No wonder Boruto learned Uzuhiko.
I mean, honestly, though, I like the idea of that, but they've already ruined it. But I like the idea that, like, he, in order to use this Shinjutsu or to heal himself or whatever, he had to cast aside. Almost like, the problem is, this doesn't fit the Naruto universe. This fits with, like, Hunter x Hunter or JJK with a binding vow. Like,
Yeah.
he traded off his ability to use jutsu to get his arm back. Like, it's not a Naruto thing.
Okay. Next is... Okay, Mello disagrees with me, so I think none of the timelines mix. They are all independent of one another, even if connected, I mean through the choices, and even if some scenes are coincidentally the same.
What does he mean by mix? By timelines mixing?
So, yeah, I'm going to show you. So, let's do it like this. This is going to take a second to set up, but...
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna go grab my cauliflower while you draw it.
Okay. So I'm going to draw two different versions. So let's draw a line to make a difference. I'll have this line be red. There's no mistake in it. Okay. Now let's do it again. Oops. This needs to be black again. Okay. And then finally, another one. But we'll draw this one. And this needs to be moved down as well. Okay. So... it's gonna look ridiculous, just so you know. I don't know if you're actually here listening still, or talking, or what, but yeah.
I'm listening.
Okay, that's fine. So I'm basically done with this. Not really,
Give me
but-
a minute.
Okay. This looks awful. I'm going as quick as I can to draw this. Okay, good enough. Jesus, so bad. My god. Okay. I'm officially ready.
Almost back.
Okay.
Okay, back. What is
Okay.
this, fucking Wormy? Or like the snake from the snake game?
Okay, so this top one is correct. This is how it works. These timelines are independent of one another. These choices are what connect the timelines. So the timelines themselves, Neji's technically correct, but the choices is how you get to the different timelines. It's almost like following the consciousness of the people rather than the timeline itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, again, the blue marks are the choices. Bringing this to down here, I don't think something like this is possible. Mello disagrees. To where the timelines can, like, coincide.
I mean, that's kind of, I guess that's kind of like just two different ways of saying the same thing. I don't think that's the like if they were gonna do an illustration, I don't think they're doing the snake one. I think I'm gonna just say that let's just say there's 10 possibilities. In 5, okay, so you see your first bluish trapezoidy thing, the left one? Your first choice? The top one. Okay, see the first bluish thing? So, okay, so let's just say that choice is Kawaki using Shadow Clone Jutsu. Okay. Let's just say in 5 different timelines, Kawaki does that. I still think that there's still 5 different timeline lines where in 5 of them, he just does the Shadow Clone Jutsu. And in the, let's just say the other ones, he doesn't do it. But the point is, there's still, okay, so you have a total of 8 lines. So we could say, like 8 timelines or whatever. The point is, even if 5 of the tracks are the same up till a certain point, like Kawaki makes the same choice, I still think there's 5 different tracks. It's not that the tracks are all connected into one snake and then they split off. I think it's just all the timelines have their own track. If the timelines where Kawaki doesn't use Shadow Clone Jutsu, sorry, it didn't happen. So those timelines just go away, or they get X'd off. They don't continue forward. And that's the end of it.
So, the way I see it, these events can be coincidentally the same, but they're on different timelines.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Whereas I'm saying here, this isn't a coincidence. This is just the same. Almost like it merged to become one timeline in a way. It's not a choice.
I don't think
the end result merging the two, essentially.
If anything, it would be like there's one timeline that it branches off versus merging together.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see why it would ever merge together.
Exactly.
How does that work? Like, is that because, like, for example, let's just say, different example, the divine tree devouring the planet. There's like, Koji mentions 3 different ways how that same end result can happen. There's the Ishiki way, there's the Code way, and there's the Shinji way. Those aren't all 3 timelines merging together. Those are 3 separate timelines that just so happen to have the same general event happening. Divine Tree devours the planet in all 3 ones. But they're not merging together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I should probably use different numbers, but let's just move these numbers over a little for the sake of clarity in some regard. So instead of numbers, just pretend these are, in fact, I'll change them to letters. So let's just call these events like A, B, C, or whatever. So in this case, like A is like Kawaki doing the Shadow Clone, B is Ishiki crushing Naruto's chest. It doesn't matter what the actual things are. So I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. Let's do it like this, I guess. So you could technically move from A to C entirely bypassing B. So like I'm saying that these 2 events happen at different times, but they coincidentally would result in the same event. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
2 different timelines, but the same thing happens. But that's more like coincidence as the result.
Because, for
of
example,
on
the
from
Ishiki timeline, the divine tree
time.
happens way earlier than the Shinji timeline.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it as well. Another way of thinking about it. So either way, the end result is Kawaki being fed to the Ten Tails and the worst possible future happening. It's about when it happens, but like, just because the same exact thing happens, even if it happens the exact same way, it's different, not only in different times, but different timelines. Like, again, even if we shifted this over to be the exact same time when it happens, they both happen at moment 32 as opposed to moment 31 or 30. They both happen at the same time, but it's different timelines.
Unless it's the exact same thing verbatim, same thing, same times, then it's just the same timeline. But if it's anything different, it's a different timeline.
Well, I think going with like the different dimension idea, multiverse idea, even if it's the same time and same thing, everything's the exact same, I think it wouldn't be the same because it's a different quote-unquote dimension or whatever. Going with that interpretation anyways.
Yeah, I was assuming that is the thing, but...
Okay. Yeah. So, next, let's erase this. So, let's say... Let me just draw this back. Well, no, why not? Let's say that there are lines connecting the choices or whatever, you know, same as before. It's just choices or whatever, just connecting things. Ignore this over here. So, let's say you connect 3 to 4, and this starts a timeline. Let's just go with Koji's interpretation, or whatever interpretation, that the timelines are formed or made or whatever. This is the beginning of this new timeline. So, when this happens, this retroactively makes the past for this timeline to be the exact same as this one.
Is that one.
Yeah. So realistically, the way of looking at this is a bit goofy, but instead of this being a choice, it is, but because it's the formation of the timeline, which retroactively creates the rest of it, because this goes on infinitely this way, this goes on infinitely this way now. It didn't exist before, now it does. But rather than looking at it like this, it's almost like saying... It's more like this, in a weird way.
Yeah.
Yeah. To where it's not that these are two different timelines, this one and this one. It's not like it's timeline A and timeline B. It just, there was one timeline. There just was timeline A. I'll just get rid of it. And it's like branching off to create timeline B here. So now you have timeline A and timeline B. But this is where timeline B forms, and timeline B just is the same as timeline A because it is timeline A. It came from timeline A, essentially. It was like intertwined almost. Yeah, to where it's
but
like...
that's not merging, that's just branching out.
No, I know, that's fine. But like, it was literally intertwined, like almost overlapped. But like, it just was the same thing in this case. Like, it just didn't exist in a sense. Which is how we get back to the original anyways. So it's consistent. Get rid of that. Koji sees the future all at once, so he isn't... Okay. So, Mello thinks that Koji has, like, eons of lived experience and that Koji is mentally eons of years old. What do you think about that?
I don't think
either.
Well, literally, no.
I don't mean
He's still
physically.
as old, like... I mean... It kind of depends on... I guess it just depends on how it all works. Like, I mean... You know, like in Tsukuyomi, Kakashi experiences those 3 days in a blink of an eye, but you're not gonna say that like Kakashi is like older than he was. Like, no, he's still the same age.
Mentally, you could argue difference there, but my point is that there's a time dilation in the opposite direction there. Whereas for Koji, here's how I see it. Koji sees the future all at once, so he isn't eons old. We experience, so us Kamui, we experience, and same for Naruto characters, they experience time as 1 second per second. That is the rate of time that is being experienced and turned into lived experience. I believe Koji, and for Kakashi, I think it was like 7 seconds in Tsukuyomi is like 1 actual second of Tsukuyomi time, or whatever, if you know what I mean. Is how he was experiencing it. Yeah. So I think for Koji, I believe he experiences basically time as essentially like 1 trillion years per second. So it's almost like the exact opposite, hyperbolically, to where it's instantaneously all of time in an instant is his experience. Yeah. And so
I mean, he does say like in an instant it all flashed before me or whatever.
But again,
so,
like
know,
Tsukuyomi is in an instant in real time as well. I'm not talking about in real time. That goes into it. But it's about their own experience as well. I don't think Koji was experiencing all of time throughout time. I think he just experienced all of time in one experience instant. Yeah. Not time instant, but experience instant.
Like I don't feel like Koji went through all of time. Like he just was like walking around and it felt like he just went through all of time and then it just was a moment in real life.
Yeah.
I think it just was a moment for him in those other things too. And it's just almost like he blinked and he just knew all the information.
Exactly. It's unlike Ada Senrigan to where she can technically do that.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, when Ada does it, it's like in real time, like she's talking to Code while watching a past event or whatever. Like it's just happening in real time. With Koji's, it's just too ridiculous. I mean, it just, I don't know, like maybe, but like it feels like he just saw it instantly. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how they explain it.
Yeah, because I don't think he's like technically millions of years old mentally or anything from this. I think that the explanation is that Shinjutsu shenanigans, it just happens in a way to where he can comprehend it and that it's just stored in his memory bank somehow. Because like
that's what I'm saying, but when I say like Shinjutsu nonsense can just be whatever it wants because it's Shinjutsu, like this kind of thing. That's what I meant.
Yeah. So that's fine. So like another way of interpreting it is like this stream. It's probably better with just the normal video. Let me just pull up a video. Yeah. Let's go with our more balloons talk video. Sure. So this video is 6 minutes long. If I watch this video at 1 time speed, I'll finish this video in 6 minutes. And I'll get 6 minutes worth of information. If I watch the video at, let's say, 0.25 times speed, this is like Tsukuyomi time, I'm still getting 6 minutes worth of information, but it's spread out over the course of 24 minutes. And I'm going to comprehend it a lot, technically easier, better, even though it's going to sound weird or whatever. But like at 2 times speed, I'm
You're probably going to comprehend it
losing.
worse because of that.
At 2 times speed, I'm getting 6 minutes worth of information in 3 minutes. Because I'm experiencing time at double its rate, it's not that I'm comprehending half as much, but I'm comprehending less than if I watch it at 1 time speed. And likewise, if I watch it at 4 times speed, it'd be even less. 8 times speed, even less. So much so to the point that it's incomprehensible and I'm not understanding it at all.
But Koji somehow can just understand it.
Exactly. Yeah, Koji isn't just watching the video of life at 2 times or 4 times speed. He's watching it at 1 trillion times speed, and he's comprehending it as if he was watching it at 1 time speed. That's how I'm interpreting it.
For now, yeah.
For now.
It is, I'll say it's possible that it's like the Tsukuyomi type of thing. But for now, I'm just going to say it's just kind of like he blinked his eyes and he just experienced it all instantly. So it's not like Kakashi where it's like he's suffering through the futures, but in real life, it's only a moment. I think he just blitzes through the futures too.
Yeah. I don't even know if it's necessarily something he experiences more so than something that just gets stored in his memory bank somehow.
Yeah.
Like the knowledge just gets implemented into him.
And that's all the more reason to compare it to a dream.
Okay. Well, not every moment in time has a choice or decision that can be made. Therefore, event B, this is just an example, will always lead to event C, not event C1 versus event C2. I'll go ahead and draw this as well. So, I wish I just didn't close down what we had earlier, but this is not going to take too long. So you have timeline A and timeline B or whatever, and you have choices that connect them. Let me just draw black squares. So these are squares. It's the timelines or whatever. You got the same down here. Yeah, it's the scenes that Koji has. Okay, so you have choices connecting some of the scenes or whatever, just like this or whatever. But not every scene follows another scene or another. Not every scene is connected by choice. For example, this scene doesn't have a blue line connecting it. Therefore, there is no way to go back to timeline A from timeline B at scene 3. Scene 3 will inevitably always lead to scene 4, no matter what. Technically, Neji is right between scene 3 and 4. It's predetermined.
Yeah, I mean, I think stuff like that would be, for example, if in all the timelines, like, or just say a tsunami happens. That's not a choice. It just happened. So natural disasters would be a good example of something like that.
Okay. I think something that is important is also... Mello's trying to get me away from the idea of choices and that it's the actions or events that matter, but I think the choices still matter. What I was thinking is that...
I think they both matter. It just depends on the situation, what you're saying. Because, like, for example, the tsunami event would matter, and it's not a choice, but there's plenty of things that would be choices that matter, so it just depends.
Yeah. Let me just give you an example that I gave to Mello. So let's just go with Mello's multiverse for now, by the way. So let's go with also the idea that there's infinite different possible futures. Infinite. So under this hypothetical, Kamui, do you think it is possible for me to just get in my car blindfolded and drive, say, 300 miles without crashing?
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't think it is.
Well, there's infinite.
If we're going with choices, though, that's the thing. So
I mean, well, okay, so here's the thing.
yeah.
Just because it's infinite doesn't inherently mean that the one that you specified is possible. But, like, that is possible. Like, what you said is ridiculous, but that actually is just straight up possible.
Yeah, so this is...
It's not the same as, like... It's not the same as you saying, okay, in one of the futures, I'm gonna jump to Mars. That's outside of the physical capabilities of a human. Like, there's no luck factor. The driving the car example is a luck factor. I am gonna say that's possible. Extremely unlikely, but it's possible. You jumping to Mars, if you want to say anything's possible, go for it. But, like, that's outside of the bounds of your physical capabilities.
Yeah.
Well, as possible.
So here is what I'm getting at with the choices, because I would agree. It is physically possible. That's not what I was getting at. What I'm getting at is the difference between physically possible and theoretically or realistically possible, even with the limit of infinity. And so let's just say this is you at mile 0, and, like, the circle is your radius of 500 miles or whatever. We'll get to this in a minute. So this isn't even important now. So what I'm saying is, imagine, because this is based on your choices, you're going to choose to turn realistically at certain moment of times, regardless of the blindfold or not. So let's just say you're going to turn, your first turn is going to be at 17 seconds. And there's not going to be an obstacle until 20 seconds. That's fine. Your second choice is going to be at like 22 seconds. Well, if there's an obstacle at 20 seconds, let's just say no matter whether you turn left or right, there's an obstacle there. No matter what, you're gonna crash. Regardless of the choice. Or let's just say that you are going to make the choice at 20 seconds, but at 15 seconds, there's that first obstacle. So you don't even get to your first choice to make a choice. No matter what, you are going to crash. So I think the choices matter. Yes, it's literally possible. Theoretically, I don't think it is possible.
What do you mean? No, that doesn't make sense. It would be realistically or practically speaking.
Okay, then
But
realistically or
yeah, it's
practically
possible.
speaking, then that's fine. Realistically or practically speaking, sure, that's fine. You want to use that word.
But if you were to say, could Koji have foreseen it? Well, if he can see all possible futures, if that future is possible, he would have seen it.
So, okay, but then, interesting. Do you think Koji's all possible futures is based on the futures of choice or futures of limitations of reality?
Well, I feel like they would just kind of be both. So, like, because if you can make a choice, like for example, your reality limits you jumping to Mars. So no matter what choice you make, there's never going to be a result where you're jumping to Mars. But if your choice is to do this blindfolded obstacle course, well, it's a ridiculous choice for you to ever make. It's a choice you theoretically could make. And so if you just make the choice to do it, and then from there, it's possible for you to get all the correct turns and blah, blah, blah with all those choices, you would see it.
Okay, let's get away from that for a second. So let's say this is Naruto chasing after Gaara. Naruto is at A, Gaara is at C. Naruto's going after Gaara. Naruto makes the choice. So there isn't a choice B where Naruto steps on this tree branch and he decides to go left or right. He's not making a choice here. He's going with his previous choice of going after Gaara, and he doesn't decide to make a new choice until he gets to Gaara.
Okay, but was it possible for Naruto to make a choice before then? On the path there?
Physically, yeah, but my point is that he doesn't do that.
Okay, no, but Koji would see the possibilities where he does do it, and just those will be wrong futures.
I don't think there is. I don't think Koji's seeing that.
Well, then he's not seeing all possible futures. So you just don't think he sees all possible futures?
The futures are determined by choice.
Okay, but if that choice is possible, like for example, I know that like they will never bring this up in the story, but it is possible for Naruto to choose to poop on Ishiki in their fight. Koji should have seen that future. Whatever that amounts to, I couldn't tell you. But that is a possible choice Naruto could have made to do, and who knows what it would resulted in. And Koji should have foreseen it. Not that they'll ever say that, but you get the point.
My point is that Naruto making a choice here doesn't make sense in any timeline. To turn left or right to go after Gaara. Because his goal is to go after Gaara.
Okay, but what if in one of the timelines, Itachi shows up and he wants to, or let's say Hidan, someone he doesn't care about, shows up and he wants to just avoid him. So he turns right and does a little loop around. Why is Hidan showing up? A choice that Hidan made. He wanted to stop Naruto from getting to Gaara.
Again, it's physically possible for Hidan to be there, yes. Is it literally possible, if we're going to go with that word? No. Because Hidan never in any timeline has a choice to do that.
Yeah, he does. Why wouldn't he have a choice to just go after Naruto?
So
I don't know the context behind this Gaara chase, but
3 always leads to 4.
Yeah, I don't think. See, in that situation, but I don't know that situation ever actually exists.
Well, Koji would, and in this case, it doesn't for this hypothetical. So, doesn't exist here.
Yeah, but like again, it all just yeah. But the problem is like if you're gonna say the problem is you're using humans that can make choices. If it's a thing to where Naruto, well, the fact is Naruto could choose not to go after Gaara in the first place. That is a possible future.
Yeah,
but
that would be
we're
A.
just gonna ignore those ones. So we're gonna
You would see those,
ignore
I agree.
those ones. So in all the futures where Naruto does go after Gaara,
Yes.
something like a tsunami coming in and hitting Naruto is outside the realm of Naruto's choices. But something like Hidan showing up is just dependent on Hidan making the choice to show up. It's a choice he could make. So some things, yeah. So like, if you're gonna say a tsunami shows up and the tsunami will hurt Naruto, that's event 3 to 4. Yeah, that's never gonna change. But Hidan showing up in Naruto's reactions are dependent on choices. So Koji would just see all the random possibilities.
What
assuming
I'm
he sees all
getting at,
possible futures.
again, it's literally possible for Hidan to make this choice. In no timeline would Hidan rationally or reasonably make this choice. This choice doesn't exist for Hidan.
So no, but then okay. So realistically, based off the way Koji like explains things verbatim, I would say 999 out of 90, all the nines out of the 1 zeros, 99% of the time, yeah, Hidan's not gonna make this goofball choice. But there's gonna be that one future, the 1 in the million, where Hidan is just there, and Koji will see it and say, yeah, that's pretty unlikely, probably not gonna happen, but it is possible, and I did see it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Then you just disagree with what Koji said. And that's fine, but that's not what Koji said.
What did Koji say exactly then?
He can see all possible futures.
Oh my god.
And he discusses likeliness and unlikeliness of things, implying in many of the futures, the worst possible future happens. Implied that like it's likely a lot of these futures this thing happens, and only a small number of futures things happen. Okay, that's less likely. So if only 1 in a million futures has Hidan showing up to stop Naruto, that's an unlikely event, but Koji would still see it.
My point is that the timeline,
unless he can't see all possible futures,
the timeline deviates or splits at moments of time, these moment of times being the choices. I'm saying there is no choice in between A and C, which actually makes C a B.
Yeah, but that's not true.
Let's turn these into numbers.
The choice was
this
possible.
is event 1 and 2. There is no event 1.5. Just working with whole numbers.
Oodie. No, because if it was possible for anyone in the world to make a choice, and that choice would be something that can stop Naruto or make Naruto do something different, then it would be a possible future that Koji would see.
But if no one in the world would make that choice, then the choice doesn't actually exist.
I'll give you an example, Oodie. I'll give you an example to where you can have your way. I'm making it for you, though. Everyone in the world leading up to the start of this little mini timeline is dead, except for Naruto and Gaara. They're the only creatures alive. Not even the plants are alive to walk over in front of them, okay? Then yeah, no one will stop Naruto. But that, obviously, this is going to be pretty close to the end of time in this timeline. Then you can have your way.
I don't think there's
But in all other situations, as long as there's another person alive.
I don't think there's anyone or thing to have the choice possibility to stop Naruto at this moment. For example, if we're going with Hidan specifically, he doesn't know Naruto exists at this moment.
I disagree. No, I disagree. Because, for example, if a creepy pervert just walks in front of Naruto, and I'm not talking about a funny one like Jiraiya, I'm talking about a really, really weird one. I bet your ass Naruto's gonna try to like avoid him somewhat, or maybe he'll stall and knock him out. He's gonna do something different than if the creepy pervert didn't show up.
But that's an event, not a choice, because the creepy pervert isn't choosing to intercept
No, the creepy
Naruto.
pervert decided to show up. Okay, maybe the creepy pervert saw Naruto in the hot springs and thought he was hot, and that's why he's deciding to show up now. That's a choice he made.
Okay, the point there is to say that the creepy pervert would have had to have been there at event A to have made a choice to be there at event 1.5 or B. I'm saying I don't think in this hypothetical, there is no one or nothing at event A that can prevent Naruto from getting to event C.
Yeah, and that's why I gave you my version. Everyone else in the world is dead, so it's not possible.
I'm saying in universe.
But if it's...
I don't think there is the creepy pervert.
I do think events matter, though. I told you from the beginning. I think both choices and events are important. Not just one or the other.
Yeah, well, the events can't make choices. The events are dictated by choices.
Some events, not all events. Like, for example, a tsunami isn't dictated by choice. It's just an event.
Well, some
unless there's like a scientific explanation of the multitude of choices of the past somehow led to the tsunami. But for the most part, it's just an event.
Yeah.
But many other events are dictated by choice, yes. But again, if the creepy pervert showing up is an event dictated by choice, it's a choice.
It would be an event. It would just be dictated by a choice. But there would have to, that choice would have to exist.
Okay, and if the choice is possible, then it exists in Koji's future side ability.
And I don't think that choice in this hypothetical exists.
But the choice is possible in Koji's future visions.
Why is it possible if it doesn't exist?
Why doesn't it exist?
Because in this hypothetical, there's no one else in the forest.
Alive?
Not in this forest! At this time, no.
Where is this for? Like again, like, so then now you're getting to the realm of the physical limitations thing to where, like I said, Naruto and Gaara are the only people on the island, the only people in the world period or whatever, my hypothetical again, then fine. It can't happen. But that's not Koji's case. But if this was Koji's case, again, like I said, then fine. You would just go from... But even then, Naruto still has choices. Like, he has the choice to just do whatever for whatever reason.
Yeah, but if he doesn't decide to make a choice, then no choices are being made. And I think the importance is when a choice happens.
What if there's just another future where he just does make a choice?
Kamui. Okay. Here is a timeline. Okay, we're gonna make a timeline for you. Okay. Branching timeline. Naruto can choose any of these timelines.
Honestly, Oodie, what it seems like you're doing is it seems like you're just selecting one future.
No. No, choose a timeline. Which one do you want Naruto to go down? You're just looking at
future 4, where there just is no choices.
Which one do you want Naruto to go down? This is all possible futures, infinite. But in this case, it's 4.
Okay, you can do number 3.
Okay, sure. So it goes down number 3. Except, oh wait, no he doesn't, because in between this choice and this choice, he actually makes a new timeline to go down to event 5! You see how this doesn't work? This is outside the bounds of infinite possibilities. This is the bounds of infinite possibilities. You can't just... he makes a choice here. here. I'm drawing the line wrong. There, and there. You can make a choice whenever, but he doesn't. He only makes choices at these moments in time. These are all the choices.
The problem is, Oodie, what Koji saw to begin with would have included 5. It would have just included a choice at every millisecond of time to where it could not. Like, it would just include those.
Yeah, what I'm saying, that's fine. So you want to include 5, that's fine, okay? That just means this was already here to begin with.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
They're just
in this
all
case,
the choices you could ever come up with were already there.
Yes, and I'm saying a choice that he couldn't have come up with, 6, in this case, that wasn't already there. He can't just do that in between.
Well, was it possible for him to have done it?
Not rationally so, no. There's no possibility, no infinite future timeline where he could have. Physically, yes. But is he limited by his own choice? Yes.
But if it's possible, Koji saw it. It's just one of the least likely ones.
I think you are limited in this blindfolded driving car example. You're not going to be able to make split-second decisions.
Okay, but it's possible for you to make the right ones.
It's possible for you to make the right ones, but not at every moment of time where you need to make a choice, because you're not going to know when to make the choice. No, it's still
possible.
You're not going to know when to make the choice. The point is that you're making the choice to turn left or right, and so if you don't turn...
Yeah, you're right. That's why it's unlikely, but it's possible, and Koji will see that future as one of the many. Just like...
There's an extent of human limit here. There is a human limit to this possibility.
No. That's not the same as the jumping to Mars example. That is human limit. You physically just can't do that. But you physically could do the driving thing. Just, it's the 1 in a million.
No, it's not. Oh my god. Okay.
It's probably even less than 1 in a million, but you get the point.
Okay. I did this with Mello too, because Mello did the exact same thing you did. This is not the window I wanted. Okay, you went down the same nonsense route as you. So AI learns to run. We're going to go with this video. There's other videos. We're going to go with this one. Okay, shout out Code Bullet. So...
I chose to hit probably my favorite.
So you know what generations and neural network and AI brains are, or whatever, or do you not?
No, I don't know shit about AI.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. So at generation 1, he just spawned in a bunch of these things. The point is they have to learn to run. The way they do that is by learning from all the other previous generations. There's a risk and reward factor set up, so there's going to be a laser moving from left to right. And if they touch the laser, they die. And so that's the like negative, they get like a punishment for that. So they know to not do whatever led to death, the actions that led to death. And the ones that get farthest are the ones they learn from. But generation 1 is completely random. They have no learning yet at all. And so they're just going to do random moves. Some of them aren't even going to move at all. Yeah. So whatever this one did, that's the one that generation 2 is going to learn from. And they're doing multiple clones in each generation just to speed up the process so it doesn't take a billion generations.
Okay, this is good. However, I'm going to stop the evolution here. There's one change I want to make to the design of these guys. Just give me a quick second.
Yeah. so like over time, they're going to like learn whatever the most optimal move is. And by generation 11, they're like outrunning the laser.
Replace.
So is it physically possible for generation 1 to just be perfect and outrun the laser? It's physically possible, yeah, nothing's changed, but they are limited based on ability or choice or whatever. You can spawn infinite clones in generation 1. There's no clone that's going to be able to do what generation whatever this
is. How should I say?
Generation 11.
Koji would see one future where one of them just does it.
I'm saying there is no future where one of them does it. In every...
That's just not true.
If you create infinite clones in Generation 1, there is a maximum ability of this clone.
Does the clone have the... See, I don't know how this thing works, but can that clone physically run like Usain Bolt if it, like, just knew to do it?
If it knew to do it, yeah. The point is that it doesn't know to do it.
But can it accidentally do it? Is it physically possible to accidentally do it?
No.
To have the physical
That's my
capabilities to accidentally move in that pattern?
It has the physical capabilities to do it, not to accidentally do it.
Why doesn't it have the physical capabilities to accidentally do it?
Because it hasn't learned that yet.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily matter because, like, it could just do it without knowing it's right.
There's no random path or it's limited. There is a threshold limit which is preventing it from being able to access that ability level.
See, I don't know how that thing works, but as long as it's within its neurological, physical capabilities to make those movements, then Koji would foresee it.
I agree.
At the very least, he would foresee the future that it includes one of the clones doing the best possible thing it could ever do.
Yeah.
In theory.
It's not like the generations...
Like, if it lacks the neurological pathways to do it, then no, it can't do it. But if it could do it, because its neurological pathways can do that, then yeah, he would see a future where one of them does it.
Yeah. So there is a range, a limit to this, and a maximum and a minimum. Well, I guess the minimum would be 0, but my point here is that there is a maximum. So it's not like Generation 1 has the same potential as Generation 10. Generation 10 just is verbatim better than Generation 1. It has a higher ceiling in this case. So it's not like each generation narrows it down to become more and more likely, probability-wise.
What I'm saying is,
to be like the perfect generation.
whatever the maximum ceiling is,
yeah,
possible ceiling, the best that Generation 1 literally could ever be, physically, not practically, but just literally possible for it to do. Koji will see a future where one of them does it. Now, if it's not possible, it just straight up isn't possible for them to run normal, then fine, he won't see it. But if it is possible, he'll see it.
I mean, you see, they have the same physical capability to run in Generation 1 as they do in Generation 12. But is it actually possible? No.
See, you're using the words, Oodie. Like, I feel like you gotta understand, it's the whole practical versus, like, technical thing again. If it's technically possible, Koji will see it. If it's only practically possible, well, he'll see it anyway. But, like, yeah, it's an actual topic of discussion to talk about that future. If it's technically possible, like I said, Naruto pooping on Ishiki is technically possible. Is it something you should be really thinking about happening? No. But Koji's going to see it anyway. Unless they change the definition to be you see all realistically possible futures versus or practical or likely futures. You know, if it was all likely futures, honestly, this probably would have been better if they just did that, but that's different from possible.
I don't think there's infinite possibility for choice. How about that? There's infinite timelines, but not infinite choices.
I mean, but there kind of are. Like, if Naruto just thinks about a cheeseburger instead of saving Sakura, like, you know, it's possible. It's
within the bounds of possibility, but it's not possible for Naruto. You can multiply Naruto by infinity. There's no Naruto that's gonna do that. That's below or above Naruto's floor in this case.
I don't know, man. You saw the Shadow Clone episode, right?
It's not Naruto. You're not using that.
Those were Naruto. I mean, so
if
we
you
know
want to
that,
use
like,
that, then I concede.
All right, I think we can move on from this conversation. This took a while. I kind of want to move on to something else.
Okay. So
I
it
will
is
admit,
like
I feel like
6:30.
I worked all day and yelled and shit. I'm starting to like get sick of talking, but there's just so much to talk about.
Yeah, I guess real quick on the multiverse. So anime versus manga differences prove the Boruto multiverse. Is this our official headcanon now? It's just ignoring the fact that they said it's the same timeline or whatever. They just lied again. And this is just retcon to be the
Yeah,
case.
bro. If there's a multiverse, it's at least the anime versus manga one.
Okay. And then beyond that, same with the crossovers like the Ninja Turtles one.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I'm glad we agree.
Honestly, I'm waiting for like the manga to just never introduce the joke on anime. It's just gonna bring it into something.
Even, I might as well pull this up. I didn't pull this up with Mello, but I'm going to pull this up with you because it's really funny. Even in the anime itself, there are differences. There's multiple timelines within the actual anime itself. So let me go to like episode, I don't know, 199 probably. Go to 198. Okay. So, this is funny. Mello brought up... What's up? What'd you say?
You're gonna reference that Delta fight?
Yeah. For a second.
Okay.
Okay. Let me go to like here. Is this gonna be what I want? Let me... Okay, it's gonna be 197 probably. Well, it's probably gonna be 198 as well, but at the beginning. So, okay. You know, the end of the episode. This is stupid, but okay, this is what I want. Okay. So, watch this scene. Okay, we're gonna mute it for a second. We don't even need to have the audio anyway, so we're just gonna play the scene. So, Teme is what he says in Japanese. So, Delta opens her eyes, and Delta says, "It seems you remember how sublime my punishment is." Judging by the look on your face, and just looks on his face, and more looks, and so again, this is like from her landing. So she lands, and then that happens, right?
Yeah.
So that's the end of 197. So now we're gonna watch the beginning of 198, and you already know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
We get the recap. Delta lands. We're just gonna speed it up. Same animation. It probably looks familiar. And then just so yeah.
Yeah, you don't say it.
So 2 different timelines right there in the anime.
I got another one for you. One timeline code has the red eyes and a gray claw mark, and another timeline code has green eyes and a black claw mark.
I love it, yeah. Okay, real quick, going back to the previous conversation, we don't have to send this wrong, but I don't think there's, if you multiply this scene by infinity, I don't think there's a single Delta who's gonna be screaming at Naruto that he's a purple elephant. Is it physically possible? Yeah, she could do that. Is there any version of her that ever would? No.
Well, then, but Koji, again, I agree. There's no version of Delta that ever would. But if Koji can see all possible futures, that he should see the future where Delta calls him a purple elephant. Just like as an unlikely one.
Okay, but then if that's the
case... He's not going to talk about it. Unless he's going to say it as a joke. Like just to like make people laugh. Oh, by the way, in one future, Delta calls Naruto a purple elephant and everyone's laughing at the campfire. But
Okay, if that's
Outside
the
of that,
case,
he's never gonna bring it up.
then there has to be some change in that universe beyond just this choice. The change has to be either that literally isn't the Delta, that is Delta, it's just not Delta, or that isn't Naruto, or this isn't the universe. One of those three have to be different.
Well, whichever one's possible.
Because no version of this Delta talking to this Naruto in this universe would ever make that choice. One of those three things would have to be different.
See, I think it's a difference between would and could.
But apparently Mello
I mean,
brought up
like,
another one
look.
with the Koji goes to meet Jigen.
I think you should be right, and I think they should just change how the ability works or how it's described. My stance on it.
Okay. I think how the ability is described anyways is stupid, though. Okay. We'll do this one since we were just talking about Delta. We'll do this one and we'll get to one of mine that has to do with Delta. So you say, do you want to say it or do you want me to read it?
I'll let you read it just because I'm trying to talk loud.
Okay, real quick. Since I was going through the episode, look at my screen.
Yeah.
We're just gonna do this one out of order real quick. So, what?
See, I'm not really sure what you're seeing, but the first thing I thought of was the crystally things in Attack on Titan.
Yeah. No, it looks the same for both of us, I'm assuming. That's more than a lighting error. It's so bright, bro.
Oh, you know what's also funny? No, okay, look to the left of the purple stuff. It looks like a face on that tree. Is that the Sasuke tree foreshadowing?
Oh my god. But, like, it's not like a single frame or anything. It's this entire scene which they linger on. Like, again, it's not the lighting, because look at the lighting on all the other trees. Like, you could say maybe it's similar to the lighting on these leaves, but even then, this is just vibrant and glowing. We're gonna leave this for Sauron. We need Sauron's answer about what happened here.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, obviously, we're gonna answer this. So, in universe, what is this? Is this Galel? Is this Earth's chakra? Is this something else? Is this Jigen's Shinjutsu that he did manifest and we never got to see? His wish
It's
granting knowledge?
Guren's crystal style.
Why is Guren here? Alive 30 years later.
Her crystals just lived on.
Well, you know, I guess she would be
This is
alive. She's in the
aftermath
final
of the
episode of
battle over
Naruto.
Yukimaru.
Oh my god. Oh, you know what this looks like? No, you don't know what this looks like. This looks like a thing in Demon Slayer. It's like exploding blood. As funny as it is. That's what it looks like.
Oh, actually, it could be cursed spirit's blood too. They have like that bluish purpley blood.
There's a couple more chapter 12 topics. I just want to be freaking done with chapter 12. We're basically done.
Same. I'm getting really sleepy, but
Killing Hidari is even worse than if Hidan just didn't regenerate and Asuma killed him immediately, then everyone focused on Asuma.
yeah, dude, I feel that. Like, okay, it didn't happen, but still.
Yeah. Because Hidari has important connections already established to our characters, unlike Hidan. But thankfully, this doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah. Thank God.
It's not even worse than immediately killing Hidan. So, in the end, Hidari lost because he never could begin to understand humanity. I've said this a ton at this point. I need to just rate this. After the code arc and going into the time skip, Boruto was, for some reason, confident in his ability to control Momoshiki. Why is he, once again, unexplained, not confident in controlling Karma / Momoshiki anymore? Bro flip-flops every other chapter on this at this point.
Dude, literally though, like, Walky's so inconsistent.
So weird. Some bad writing. Boruto theory I'm afraid of.
Like Kawaki's going back and forth on whether or not he's in a Suzuki. Boruto's going back and forth on whether or not he can control Momoshiki.
Okay, so are you afraid of Kurama not being affected by omnipotence because he was dead and retained his memories, so he will tell Himawari the truth and snap her out of it? Because I'm afraid of that. But it's the Boruto theory I'm afraid of. Because I think it's likely.
As an alternative,
Yeah.
how afraid are you of Kurama being immune to omnipotence for all the reasons you said, telling Himawari about it, and Himawari is just continues to be the way she's been, to where she already kind of trusted Boruto, that she's just curious about the. But I think
You're cutting out. Kamui? Kimi?
what the hell?
Well, to answer your
Okay,
question,
hold on. You
which
hear
I
me
heard
now?
the beginning of.
Okay, well that's weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi.
Well, that's weird. I don't know why it stopped.
Well, to answer your question that I heard the beginning of.
Well, anyway,
I think I would like it less, but it would make more sense.
you would like it less than what?
Than if Himawari was just snapped out of it. Like that's not
You
how
would
omnipotence
rather.
works.
Okay, so that'd be even bigger fear for her then. That would be an even bigger fear then.
Yeah. If she just snapped out of it.
Okay.
That's not how omnipotence works. They'd be going back on how they already incorrectly described it.
Then honestly, then I think you should change your fear to what I said then. Because I feel like
I fear about
mine might be more likely.
What, that she doesn't snap out of it?
I'd be more worried about that.
Okay. So, I have another theory for you.
That said, I mean,
Yeah.
honestly speaking, regardless of how, whether it's like Koji and it's a different mechanic, I honestly think they're gonna have Kurama be unaffected in some capacity. He's either gonna figure it out, he's gonna have foreseen it, he's gonna have seen it from the heavens, he's gonna just be immune because he's the Biju, whatever the case. He's just gonna know the truth.
Okay. Wow. For the next theory, Himawari learns Rasengan by surviving and making pancakes better with Chocho.
Please no.
So what you're telling me is you don't want Himawari and Chocho to make pancakes, and that leads to Himawari learning Rasengan.
Correct.
Oh, that seems a little bit unreasonable to me. Is
She
there a
already got
reason
the
you don't want that?
goddamn. If anything, her pancakes can improve her Biju bomb. Like, let's just leave it at that for now. Expand upon that shit before we move on to more.
Okay, so I can imagine you not caring about this one, or maybe debunking it. Why do Boruto and Kawaki's karma seals still resonate? It's no longer Ishiki's. It was implanted by Amado or Akabi or Kawaki himself.
Well, the simple answer is we never got the answer of why they resonate in the first place.
Yeah.
So we can't. It was never stated. I mean, you can theorize the Momoshiki Ishiki aspect, but that was never explicitly stated to be the reason. So we just don't know.
Yeah.
Because, for example, like, if Jigen activated Karma, it didn't affect Boruto's. It didn't affect Kawaki's. It just Jigen activated Karma. Like, literally, like, Naruto, Kawaki, and Jigen are all, like, freaking 3 meters from each other. Jigen activates Karma. Kawaki's Karma's not doing anything. Boruto's Karma doesn't do anything more than it did earlier when Jigen showed up through Kawaki's Karma. So, we just don't know.
Yeah. That's another reason why I don't think the resonation is just them activating karma cells near each other and it activates the other person's. I think it has more to do with it as well. I don't think it's necessarily something...
Do you have any ideas for what specifically?
No, I don't. I don't think it's anything specific between Momoshiki and Ishiki in particular. But I do think there is a link between those two karmas for whatever reason. I don't think it's a link between every karma.
Yeah, I mean, I would just like an explanation, whatever it is.
Yeah. And I think other karmas can resonate, but I don't think every karma resonates with every karma. I think it's just something specific about Momoshiki and Ishiki for whatever reason. It's not like they're the only thing.
Yeah, which I'm cool with. I just want elaboration. All fucking ready.
Why would you need that? It's only
But it's just like so
eight
Ishiki and Amado
chapters.
seem to just know, at least in their case, it's gonna happen. Because they were just talking about like it was like, yeah, we expected that shit. Kind of attitude.
So Bushmaster left a comment at 7 a.m. on a previous day, when it's past 7 a.m. of today. So Bushmaster says they literally gave Himawari Naruto's 6 paths yang power to create life when he healed Kakashi's eye. Even though Kurama himself should
I just want to mention real
ability.
quick, Oodie. I just want to mention real quick.
Yeah.
How long stream been going on for?
7 hours, 40 minutes.
Remember how this was gonna be a short stream? 1 hour for the guests, maybe 2 hours for topics. No, it's fucking 5 hours for the guest.
We honestly never should have done topics afterwards, but yeah. So Himawari.
Yeah, but I wanted to so badly, but we shouldn't have though. Yeah.
Himawari, I'm not gonna say she does have that, but her healing is a little bit ridiculous. I don't know if it even should be within the bounds of the Nine Tails' limits. You know, ignoring the outlier of Naruto Chidori in his chest. Himawari's healing is a little bit ridiculous, almost like Naruto's 6 paths healing.
I mean, I don't know. It's tough because, I mean, she only healed like tiny bullets, but like she healed nerve damage. I don't know. So I don't know.
Okay.
Like, I mean, the Chidori feat is kind of a big deal too. So
can raw chakra be shrunk?
I'm gonna say yeah, because her Sengans can be shrunk.
Yeah.
It just needs to be visible for Ishiki to see it.
Ninjutsu. So with that being said,
But
can Ninshu be shrunk?
It needs to be visible. Like Ishiki has to see it. So can
Assuming
he see Ninja?
assuming Ishiki had Delta's eye, which could see vanishing Rasengans, can Ishiki shrink Ninshu?
I don't think he could. The problem is, I feel like the ninchu thing is like in their minds, not actually like something that you can just observe from a third party.
Well, the ninchu experience is in their minds, but what is the ninchu? It's ninchu chakra.
No, it's not. It's just their chakras touching each other.
Do you
They're
think
feeling
ninchu
each
is
other's
real?
feelings in their minds.
Okay, well then the chakra touching each other, that can be shrunk.
Yeah, so for example, if Ishiki shrinks the Rasengan and Chidori, that's the reason their chakras touch, then he's not shrinking the Ninshu, he's preventing the Ninshu.
Well, the ninchu isn't the Rasengan and Chidori touching.
Well, the Ninshu is what they're experiencing in their mind.
I
Like
think
from the
Ninshu
chakras
is chakra.
connecting. Like it's just their yeah, and you're wrong. We've been over this.
It's not an argument, but okay.
Well, I think Ninshu is blank isn't an argument either. It's just a claim.
Whatever. What's the thing with Ada that you thought was hilarious? Her name spelling? Aida. When it's been like this since the very beginning. Why are
Yeah,
you just now calling this out
AIDA.
for the weird spelling?
Okay, I just saw it. I don't remember
Oh,
where I
okay.
saw it.
Well, you just
This is
saw
Viz?
it
No,
this
no,
one
was this
time when you
Viz?
did it
Is that
200
what?
times before. Oh, maybe. That's hilarious if it is.
Let me double check.
I bet you it is.
Let me double check real quick.
Because you posted this on the 20th at 2 p.m. Yeah, in that case, I guarantee
I'm
you it
looking
is.
right now.
I'm like,
Yeah, I have a
confident it
feeling.
is.
Colin, where does he talk about?
That's hilarious, bro. We need to make a compilation of everything Viz does.
Oh, it's been updated. Oh, good thing I screenshot that when I did then. Because this has to be Viz, because the rest of this is the same word for word. So they fixed it this time. Did they fix Shinjutsu yet? Doubt it.
Yeah, you should store that somewhere. I'm gonna put that in pinned messages.
Nope, they still haven't fixed Shinjutsu.
Oh my god. I'm gonna put this in pinned messages. Let's see. Why are we still going, bro? Okay. Any other big ones? Here, let's do this picture. The pictures are big. Okay, go for the pictures. So, this was an interesting comment on some other video that I saw, and I screenshotted it from some other dude. So you know, I thought it was interesting. It's not even in comments first; it's like in podcast topic. So, Richie says, Fugaku Uchiha could tell time in one path. I bet that's why he let Itachi have another path, in reference to like the Koji ability.
Why is he saying that Fugaku could do that though?
So
like his Mangekyo ability or something?
He doesn't clarify. And obviously in universe plot-wise, makes no sense or whatever. It's stupid, dumb, ridiculous, unreasonable. Narratively, just like Lady Lux and Bad Omens, I think it's freaking cool.
Oh, absolutely. Like, yeah, I like the idea.
Yeah. Now, that being said, I think it's a cool sentiment. In execution, I think it also doesn't work. Just falls apart. It's like, Itachi admits himself he was wrong, so... But aside from that...
Well, Fugaku still let him have another path.
No, maybe that's the thing, is that Fugaku, he didn't not fight his son out of love. He didn't fight him out of hate. He knew Itachi's path would be far more cruel than if he killed him here. We're gonna leave the Troy image because that's hilarious. We need Troy here for that. And with the 10 directions.
What's the Troy image?
Why does Hima have Kurama?
Oh yeah.
This chapter explains it. Bro. What is Naruto's
Yeah,
keyboard?
that keyboard, bro.
No wonder bro doesn't get his work done on time. I don't blame him.
You know what? Actually, that reminds me of. It kind of looks like the if you remember the data book or like Kabuto's Ninja Info Codes has it too. The little diagram for like the ninja. It's like they don't do it in all of the data books, but like you know, like the little weird
God.
diagram thing
Like
of like
the
their ninjutsu,
pentagram?
taijutsu, genjutsu
Or
skills.
Pentagon. Yeah.
It almost looks like that.
Bro, Japanese has keyboards. They're not like this. They are like the English keyboards, but like it's like old school texting to where you like. In fact, I have the keyboard activated. I can show you right now. So down here, I switch it to Japanese. I switch it. Oh my god, I cannot. Okay, is this gonna work? Oh my god, it's not working. I'm guessing because it's because I don't know. Might be because I'm sharing screen. It's never done that. Can I not? Huh. Yep. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah. So my keyboard's the same, and if I type K, it's still a K. But you see this list pops up. I could choose any of these, or I could just keep typing. So K-O, and now that's the symbol for ko in Japanese. And then again, just the normal N. That's just an N. If I just an O, kono. There's the word for kono. That's this in Japanese. I did it by literally typing kono, and it just appears. So that's Japanese keyboards for you. I'm glad I could teach you.
Yeah. Well, speaking of kono, did you know Konohage means baldy? According to the translations of Kawaki in the English sub.
So I hate to burst your bubbles. I was laughing when I saw that. So Kono is just like referencing the person. Hage is baldness.
Okay.
So it's not Kono Hage, it's just Hage.
Aw.
I thought it was
darn.
funny. Yeah, Kono Hage doesn't exist. I thought it was funny though.
Bummer. So Hage is baldy.
Yeah, it's like, you know how Killer B at the end of his rap, he's like, Baka yaro, kono yaro.
Yeah.
He's like, you fool, you fool. Yeah, like that kono is in reference to like you. Even though it's the word for this, it's referencing you. In this case. It's weird, but yeah.
Yeah. It's like you baldy instead of just baldy.
Okay, so Kamui, hear me out. Is this the Valley of the End?
It's possible, but originally my initial thought was when I just first looked was just he's on the Hokage monuments, but it doesn't look like he's looking at the village.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That was my first interpretation as well. Considering the next one is like it's Boruto on the right looking to the left on top of the like it is what you're describing. And this isn't that.
It kind of looks like Madara's hair, so he's on Madara if anything. But wait, didn't those statues like fall apart?
Yeah, but
Well,
in
what
the
was left at the
novels,
end?
it's in the novels it said that they're not rebuilt or anything, but like they're cleaned up. Because that's where the villains get
What does
like
that
the
mean?
Nine Tails DNA. I don't know. But the villains got the Nine Tails DNA remnants from when Naruto fought there last. It's in the Sakura novel.
Yeah.
Forget Jaggy the Wolf. I forgot in Kwaki's introduction to the series, they literally were already comparing him to a junkyard dog.
Yeah, I was surprised you forgot that.
Shut up. Well, it's not the dog. It's that they're literally using this as a word in the series.
No, I know. Like he's well, a stray dog. That's how I
Yeah.
thought they called
They
him.
do
But
call him
either
stray
way,
dog, yeah.
similar idea.
You get the idea. Bro, I thought this was freaking sick. This is dope, dude. I love this.
I know. I saw that. I was like, bro, I'm down. I like the claw mark snake.
It's so perfect, bro. I love it. So good.
I want the Orochimaru Shinjuku, and I want Orochimaru in general.
Yeah. Okay, this was funny to me. This is in the manga. So, an unexpected co-inhabitation when Boruto first meets Kawaki and then they have to live in the Uzumaki household together. This was foreshadowing the cohabitation mission. It's a word that was already in the series and nobody knew it. Like, remember when the cohabitation word came out, everyone had to look up what it meant? It was in our faces all along. I thought that was hilarious, bro. Just the things you get.
Cohabitation. What does that
when
mean?
you go back in time. So this is wrong? Question mark. It looks like you can't absorb jutsus you can't see. So he should be able to do that, though, right?
I think he could if he knew to do it.
Yeah, but Boruto's saying he can't do it. But he didn't try.
Can't practically do it. Yeah, I mean he can't.
But he could
practically
literally
do it. But
we flip-flopped.
yeah. But I'm not gonna harp on him for that one.
You know what? Okay, this is a perfect example. In the infinite possibilities, is there one where Momoshiki did absorb it?
Probably.
Why?
Oh, he just kept his hand out.
But which version of himself, and again, this is Momoshiki, not a different alternative version of Momoshiki. Which version of Momoshiki would do that in character? Make that choice.
Momoshiki, who just like forgot to put his hand down. Momoshiki,
That's not in
who
character.
got distracted by something else.
There's nothing else to be
You
distracted
say that's out
by.
of character, but like,
Exactly.
I don't know, Naruto's goofy ass ears that look like Peter Pan in some still frames.
My point with the blindfolded driving thing in the generations of the AI is that in Generation 0, I'm not going to know what to do. I'm just going to drive straight till I crash, not knowing when to make a choice. At Generation freaking 1000, I may not know which choices to make, but I know when to make choices. I don't know what outcome the choices are going to lead to, but I know when to make the choices.
Yeah, the problem with the other one is the luck factor. Is just luck. You just lucky guess, and that's fine.
No, but if I don't know when to make the choices, there's no version of me that's just making the choice at every moment where I need to make the choice.
No, that's just luck. You luckily get the 1 in a billion where you guess everything right.
But it's not about guessing everything right. It's about when you guess everything right.
Exactly. You guess when to guess everything right.
But that's not a guess that you're doing.
Yeah, you do in one of the possibilities.
Because in the infinite possibilities, you're making a choice at 17 seconds and a choice at 20 seconds, but you're not making a choice at 18 or 19 seconds.
No, one of them you might.
Not in Koji's version.
Why not in Koji's version?
Because we see not every scene is connected to a choice.
Well, he just shows us like 5 scenes, bro. The Ikimono's
It
not going to draw
doesn't
every single scene in
matter.
the whole world known to mankind.
Well, that's an Ikimoto problem. I'm interpreting the series
Yeah,
as it is.
we've been saying this since chapter 1 and 2.
Okay, then you agree with me.
I've been saying from the get-go, if you think it should be, the wording should be changed, or I guess the visuals in this case should be changed, then fine. But the way, if it's possible, he sees it.
The point is, he did draw like 5 scenes, and those 5 scenes were not connected on every scene.
That's fine.
So there was never a choice to be made at that time.
Well, there's choices that could have been made leading. Like the problem is they didn't give us actual details of these events. He just told us the end result. He didn't tell us about the choices.
Yeah, there's choices to be made at event A. Naruto, if he just didn't pursue Gaara, then he
choices
doesn't
to be
get
made.
to event 1.5.
No, there's plenty. The problem is we don't know if the choice that was important was just during the Ishiki fight or if it was before the Ishiki fight. We don't know what the different choices were.
The choice has to be a consideration in the timeline as it is.
Yeah, but we don't know when it starts to divert from the one we got.
My point is,
he just told us an end result.
In the one timeline that we got, as we were seeing it, when Naruto was chasing after Gaara, at no point was Naruto considering to turn left or right.
I'm looking at our the Koji examples right now. We don't know what things led to Ishiki winning. It's not just one choice that matters. We don't know.
Well, that doesn't matter. That's not what I'm saying anyway.
It could have been the way Naruto treats Kawaki. It could have been the way Shikamaru treats Kawaki. It could have been Kawaki's decisions. We don't know what the difference was.
Again, that doesn't matter. Because the point is not every scene has...
Why? Because you... That's not inherently true.
It is with the visual depiction of Koji's thing. I'm explaining how it works.
Koji just showed us some scenes, bro. I don't know.
Bro, let me put it to you this way. When Naruto is chasing after Gaara, every time he lands on a tree,
I've had enough of your Naruto chasing after Gaara thing. Use a different example, please.
God. Okay, when Naruto's chasing after Sasuke.
No! That's just in the Sasuke retrieval arc. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's what I was referencing. When Naruto's chasing after Sasuke in the Sasuke retrieval arc, and he's past Kimimaro, he's going to Sasuke, who's going to the Valley of the End. They're not there yet. Every single step Naruto makes when he's running after Sasuke isn't a choice. He's not considering every individual step actively doing that. He's doing one unconscious run. No, bro, he's doing one run. He's not doing 3,000 unconscious step choices. Okay. One choice, run after Sasuke. So, because, at every choice, the timeline splits. When Naruto's running after Sasuke, the timeline isn't splitting into 3,000 different possibilities. Exactly.
Okay, I know. Continue.
So, again, we're working with full numbers here. There's Event 1 and Event 2. Naruto chases after Sasuke. Naruto catches up to Sasuke. At Event 1.5, there's no choice being considered there from Naruto that's changing the timeline.
Well, I mean, Naruto could have chosen to turn back. But
my point is that he never considered that. He never considered to continue forward
Yeah,
or
but
to
like
turn back.
maybe one of Koji's future visions includes one where he does consider it.
Okay, then that's great for that timeline. My point is on this one, that doesn't happen.
But what I'm saying is Koji sees all possible futures, meaning he sees all timelines, so he'll see the other timeline.
If that happens, then again, we're working with full numbers here. The event 2 is that he turns back. There just is no version on that timeline where he catches up to Sasuke anyways.
Well, if he turns back, he could keep going forward.
Well, no, because the choices go to different timelines. The timelines themselves are set in place.
I mean, it all depends on how you want to actually think about the ability. Technically speaking, he could just see a bunch of timelines where different choices were made, but it's not a matter of a choices made to pick a timeline. He just doesn't know which timeline we're on.
Oh my god. What is this? Okay. This is really funny. You're gonna laugh. In fact, we should probably end on this. What is this?
Okay.
Okay, we'll do that last. We'll do this one next, really quick. Okay. So this is just a glaring plot hole. Bro, WTF. There is literally no excusing it now. Just a glaring plot hole. Okay, so that karma you loathed so much is gone, which also makes it possible to defeat Ishiki. Sure, the Hokage and company's chances are slim, but it doesn't change the fact that this was our one and only prospect. Thoughts?
And what perspective are you getting at?
And like the whole like plot whole thing of like the whole Koji giving up or whatever, and Amado thinks this is the plan or whatever.
Well, yeah, Koji doesn't. Wait, hold on.
Because Koji has
What
proof
plan?
or like belief in the Hokage or whatever. He's gonna die satisfied, happy, knowing he can leave the rest of Naruto.
Yeah.
Even Amado, even knowing the Hokage is alive and fighting Ishiki, even he's like, yeah, the chances are still slim. But this is the only option where we might have a chance.
Bro, I thought like some people were saying, oh, Amado informed Koji or blah blah blah. I was like, no. Amado informed Koji that Boro was guarding the Hokage. That's what Koji was told.
But yeah, their chances are slim, even though Naruto's alive.
Well, Koji was satisfied.
He even says, and company. So, Naruto and company. What are Naruto's odds by himself, apparently? Or even better yet, what was the prophesized from Amado and Koji's company's chances against Ishiki without the Hokage there? Less than slim.
I mean, like, is Koji even considering Sasuke to be with him?
With him in what regard?
Is Koji just think Naruto by himself is going to do this?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it doesn't make sense for Koji to think Naruto's at all. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ignore that. Well, still, we have this one as
like,
well.
if anything, he should be thinking, I could leave the rest to Sasuke. Because from Koji's perspective, he doesn't even know if Sasuke was fighting Jigen. He knows that Sasuke isn't being guarded by Boro. Like,
yeah, but Kamui, who knows? Either way, it'll go the way it goes.
Yeah, so you can lead the rest of the Hokage.
That's someone brimming with hope right there. He's confident he
Lots
can
of
leave the rest of Naruto. God, bro. Unbelievable. Even this, always with that chill expression. Tell me, how much of this is going just as you had plotted? Well, based on what we now know in Two Blue Vortex, none of it.
That's right now.
So why does he have a chill expression? What was this foreshadowing or referencing? Or why is Kodachi not writing this? What was the original plan here? Like, tell me this wasn't a thing.
It's weird because the Ikimoto interview makes it seem like it was his idea to have Amato come to Konoha, meaning it's probably his idea to have all these ulterior motives with Amato, and then I don't know what happened.
Why does this
But even in the code arc, they're doing
exist?
they were still doing it in the code arc, which Shikamaru was saying, I can't help but feel this is going to your master plan. Going according to your master plan. Like, they're still doing this shit. They just haven't done anything with it in a while.
Doesn't make sense, bro.
So I still have hope.
Literally in the OG script. It keeps going, by the way. If Lord Seventh and the others are done in, you're toast too, you know. So why are you able to stay so calm? Huh? And then we get a sus panel of Amato. They had something planned, bro. What do you mean? I refuse. Chapter
I still
13.
have hope.
Even down here, bro, it continues! Say something, you bastard. Hey, Kawaki, little brat, why are you so irritable? Like, what do you mean? Oh my god. Okay. This is a fun parallel. Kawaki wakes up for the first time and sees Naruto. Kawaki wakes up here and sees Amado. And what they say is the same. Wakes up, sees Naruto. Where am I?
Yeah.
Don't worry. You're in a safe place. And again, it's again, going back to the Naruto and Jigen parallels, I think this is interesting. In fact, I'm going to put this in my video now to think about this. Because this is coming across in, like, the good way. Because Naruto's the one saying it. But when Amado says it, Kawaki wakes up. Huff, you're awake? Don't worry. This place is safe. For now, at least. Ignoring this, just this alone. Don't worry, this place is safe. It's literally verbatim what Naruto says, practically. But Amado's the one saying it. Protagonist, antagonist. Yeah, like, tell me this isn't intentional. Like, they're definitely doing a thing here.
Parent and child again.
Okay, we can end with this. Because I thought this was hilarious. I'm just gonna open all three. Okay. So, Kamui. In the shinobi world, those who violate the rules and laws are lower than garbage. We'll come back to this. Right, Master Konohamaru? Huh? Yes, indeed. Can't miss this perfect opportunity. Master, what are you? Move aside, Subare! So, here is Konohamaru going with the rules. Those who violate the rules and are lower than garbage, however, those who don't cherish their comrades are even lower than that. So already, pretty bad for Konohamaru. He's even lower than garbage, based on this. But it gets even worse. And those who don't cherish their comrades' memory are exponentially lower than that. So we get this third panel. Master Konohamaru. Don't complain, Sarada. It's a measure dictated by the law. Okay, by the law. Those who violate the rules are lower than garbage. By the law. We need the intel he possesses. Alert Lord 8. So Konohamaru is exponentially lower than garbage.
Yeah.
Basically, Kakashi
Like,
Roadwards.
because Konohamaru doesn't even care about the memory of his former comrade. Well, actually, to be fair, Konohamaru was never really comrades with Kawaki, so I guess it's a little bit inexcusable.
He's putting the mission above his comrades.
Yeah. He's being old Kakashi there after Sakamo's death. Like Obito would not like Konohamaru here.
Stupid. Okay. Are we done? There's so much.
Yeah, I'm so sleepy.
Okay, let's go to bed. Outro done. Thanks, bye.
I was gonna say the same thing, but I like it that you did it too.